Bam, I'm recording, and I am good to go. Make sure my mic and everything is straight here. All right. What's going on, fam? Let me get my shit ain't straight. My feng shui ain't straight. Hold on. You ever feel like your feng shui ain't straight? Hold on. Let me lift this up a little bit. There we go. This is a little bit better. All right. So I can see what's happening. My camera feels off, and it's throwing my game off a little bit. All right. Let me get up in this chat room real quick. Let me see who's up in here. Oh, let me get out of Facebook before people start texting me. On my backup page, I think I got like 7 more days until my main Facebook page is reinstated from the fuckery. Let me let everybody know on Twitter that I'm about to get it popping. Hold on 1 second, family. Y'all just give me 1 second. I don't know, new stream. All right, hold on 1 second. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. All right, hold on 1 second. All right, there we go. The phone number is 810-850-5404. This light is kicking my ass over here. Hold on 1 second. I'm at a hotel. Hold on 1 second. God damn. All right. Okay. I'm still getting it together, but I'm here. Okay, where we at? Let me see who's in the chat room. All right, what's going on, fam? I'm on the road. You know, I'm out doing my thing. I got some promotional stuff I'm doing for Hidden Colors 4. I'm in New York City right now. I got a couple of photo shoots tomorrow. I'm in New York City right now. I'm in money-making Manhattan right now. Only going to be here for basically a couple of days. I'm not doing a public event, though. I'm not doing a public event. So I'm just handling some stuff. Oh, man. So what's going on? That's why I got my NYC hat on. I got my New York hat on. Well, this light is bright as shit. Hold on. Let me do something about this bright ass light. This light is all up in my face. Let me see if that's too dark for y'all, man. That might be too dark in here. Let me see. That light is killing me. Hold on, let me see something. Yeah. All right, at least that light ain't beaming in my face. I'm in a damn New York City hotel. Shit, I know it looked like a dorm room. All these liberty-ass expensive fucking rooms in New York, man. You damn right it looks like a dorm room. And they be showing you bigger pictures online. They show you much bigger pictures online, but when you get to the hotel, it's a goddamn broom closet. Yeah, so I'm in New York City right now, handling some business. Hold on 1 second. A lot of stuff we're going to talk about tonight. The phone number is 818-850-5404. That is the number, everybody. That is the phone number. How many people in the room right now? Okay, people are coming on in the room. People are creeping on in here. People are slowly falling through. And there's a lot of stuff going on today, man. There's a lot of stuff going on today. All types of like terrorist attacks popping off. And we got to discuss that. We got to get a little deep into that. We got to get into that OJ show that was on yesterday too. I want to get into that. See, it looks like a Beijing hotel. Their hotels are small out there too. Yeah, so there's some things I want to touch on, and I'm not going to be on too long tonight. I'm letting the room get piled up so we can really get into some ism. New York City. Shout out to the Haitians. Shout out to everybody who's got hidden colors. You know, the other day, hidden colors was trending on Twitter. I didn't even know that. Somebody told me today. I was so busy, you know, getting the DVDs out and making sure all of our distributors and all of the stores had it. The day that Hidden Colors, yeah, the day that it was released, Hidden Colors went, it started trending on Twitter, and I didn't know that. It was trending that day. So, yeah, so I wasn't even paying attention. But, yeah, that just shows how thorough the game is, man. Hidden Colors 4 is doing its thing. Hidden Colors 4 is doing its thing. Can somebody try to call in? I'm trying to see if the phone lines are working. Let me see if the phone lines are working because I want to chop it up with the family. Let me try calling myself. Give me a minute. I'm getting it together, fam. Okay, yeah, it's working. Okay. All right, let me see who this is. Let me make sure the phone line is straight. What's up? Who's calling?
Hi, I'm calling for the Tariq show.
This is Tariq. Who is this?
I'm calling in. My name is Mike.
Where are you calling from, Mike?
Ohio.
Okay, Mike, you a black dude, white dude? What are you?
I'm white.
Oh, okay. So what's on your mind, Mike?
I have a question. I've moved, and most of my friends are black now.
Okay.
And I feel disconnected or suffocated because whenever I talk about political or race issues, and usually I feel like they're talking about race issues, so I feel kind of left out. They take it personal, and I'm not really sure how to engage in those types of conversations without offending someone.
Oh, okay. So whenever they talk about political issues, you feel left out, and you take it personal, or they take it personal?
They generally take it personal, and then they gang up on me and they say that they all unanimously agree that I'm not a racist, but they say that I have racist ideologies, and I get defensive because of that immediately. Because as a white person, when you're called racist, that's probably one of the worst taboos that there is.
So why do they say you have racist ideologies? Like, for example, what specifically do they point out that you believe?
Right. I was raised by my mother is a Democrat, my father is a Republican. I was undecided. I supported Obama. I'm the type of person that was raised to believe that you should do your research and you should read to learn. And so when I was confronted with these racial issues in politics, I researched and found things were actually happening the opposite of what they were implying, which was that, and I don't mean to offend you if I offend you,
right.
That police are targeted disproportionate to the population. And so, of course, I looked this up on the internet in order to arm myself with information so that I can further spread this type or just engage in this type of conversation with them. And I found statistics from FBI.gov saying that rather blacks are responsible for 50% of the murder in the United States, as well as 50% of the robberies, and half of every demographic that whites engage in that are violent crimes.
Okay.
And the population is 50% for the white population.
Hold on one second.
New Special K Nourish. Apples, almonds, and raspberries. Devour something different. New Special K Nourish.
Take that down. Okay, so you were looking at the stats, and you're saying that the stats say that blacks are responsible for more than 50% of the homicides, a lot of percentage of the crimes, and all that. And so you presented that information to them, right?
Right, because I felt like they were being misled, and I felt like this was some kind of self-perpetuating, self-sabotage cycle. Because if you believe in wrong information, you're only going to like. I don't know. I don't know.
Now let's unpack that. Let's unpack that. Okay, so now you say black people contribute to half the homicides and the majority of the crime, and that's why black people are targeted, right?
Not the majority, because clearly the whites that commit most of the crime in the United States, but the rates are different. You're much more likely to commit a violent crime if you are a black person than you are a white person.
Okay.
Whites are much less likely, but hold the overall majority of crimes in the United States.
So now, why do you think? What is it about black people that makes them commit so much crime? What is it specific about black people?
Honestly, I do not know.
There has to be a reason. I mean, because people pick out these stats, but they can never give a rhyme or reason as to why. Some people will try to say it's some single mother bullshit, but then that's contradicted because the black crime rate, even when black families were together, the black crime rate was basically just the same. Blacks went to jail and blacks were charged more with homicides and criminal offenses, even going back until the 1920s. So.
Oh yeah, I saw that stat too. It was like in the 1920s, it was like 6 times the rate of whites, and then 1940s it was 7 times, and then the 1960s or something it was like 9 times more than whites or something.
Yeah.
Like,
So yeah, I'm like, why? What's your theory? What's your theory? Why do you think that is?
I mean, if I had to have a theory, and I am not a professional or like an expert on this at all.
Okay.
I've grown up in white culture, and most of them never talk about race. I live in Ohio. Maybe it's Ohio. Maybe it's much different in the South. Okay. So race isn't like a very large
Please
part
choose
of
a sponsored
our identity
video.
as
Your
far as
content will begin
decision-making
shortly.
goes, or the circles that we choose to involve ourselves in, at least from my experience, because race was just never brought up. It never is.
So let's because I don't want you to go around the block with it, brother. I don't want you to go around the block. I want you to answer a specific question, because that's the thing. When we start talking about race, people in the dominant society.
I think it's because they identify with their race, and so they see the terrible things that have happened to them in their past. So they identify with their ancestors, and so they feel personally accosted, and then they project this sadness and anger onto the oppressor, which is the whites. So I believe that they are taught from the beginning that whites are evil, whites cannot be trusted, that if you go outside, you get shot by the police. If you go to school, you have to work twice as hard as a white person, because if you don't, you're going to be, you're not going to get the job that a white person would. And whereas a white person is taught the opposite. They're taught you can do whatever you want to be. You can be an astronaut. You can be and black people are taught that they have to be basketball players or.
Okay, so when black people say that, so when millions of black people say that, are you saying that black people are just making it up? Millions of black people are just making up a false notion about their experiences. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely not. I think that everyone's feelings are 100% valid in the way that they view the world. However, I do find that most of my black friends don't have any white friends. I find that a lot of black people that I have met in my personal experience do not have black friends. So they are only left to believe what they know about whites through what they hear through their grandparents or other people. And race is constantly talked about, and whites are brought up in a untrustworthy light. Often they'll say things like whites are all pedophiles, and like whites are the reason why our
Okay, let's bring it back, because I don't want you to go, because you start drifting all over the place. So let's touch on some things that you already acknowledged. We talked about the black crime rate being higher, going all the way back to the 1920s. And you said that it was basically because black people identify with oppression and all of this stuff. But the reason why, and what's your name again? What is your name again? Mike, the reason why the black crime rate was high then as it is now is not because black people identify with anything. black people are targeted more by law enforcement. More things are illegal for black people to do. It's always been like that. Do you understand that? That makes sense?
But I don't understand how that applies to the 50% homicide.
I'm gonna break that down. Let me break that down to you. But let's go.
Okay.
Let's go back. Do you acknowledge that? Do you acknowledge that historically, black people are charged more because more things are illegal for black people to do? Do you acknowledge that?
I don't understand that statement.
Oh, let me break it down. Let me break it down. Let's go back to the 1920s and 30s and 40s and 50s. At that time, you had open Jim Crow. It was open Jim Crow. Now you have more covert Jim Crow, but nothing's really changed. So back then, black people, more things were illegal for black people to do than white people. For example, if a black person drank from a certain water fountain, that was a crime.
Oh, yeah, the Jim Crow law.
Right. If black people walked on the wrong side of the street, that was a crime. If black people sat on the wrong seat in a bus, that was a crime. If a black person was outside after 6 o'clock in certain cities, that was a crime.
If you even looked at them, if you even look at them in the eyes, those considered.
That was a crime, exactly. So now, does that make more sense? Why black people would be targeted more, and the crime stats would be higher for black people, right?
Absolutely.
So the same thing exists right now. Just because they said, okay, everything is equal, you know and I know everything is not equal. Black people get charged with more things today than white people do. Do you acknowledge that?
In the modern day, I don't believe that the Jim Crow laws exist.
Sir, the Jim Crow laws, sir,
law that I can find.
Sir, black people get charged for being in non-existent gangs. Like if a black person commits a crime, everybody in that person's neighborhood will get charged with the same crime. That doesn't happen in white society, sir. Black people, for example, the homicide rate is high because a black person, if a person is
charged within your neighborhood, then everyone will be charged?
Yes. Absolutely. So that's why the homicide rate, because you got a whole bunch of people being charged with the same crime who didn't have anything to do with the actual crime. For example, look at the Bobby Shmurda case, the rapper. He's charged with all types of crimes, but he's being charged because of the people he hung around. So they're charging him on some RICO conspiracy charge. That man never pulled the trigger in his life. So he's getting charged along with the whole neighborhood. So of course the homicide rate is going to be higher because black people get charged with more stuff. White people, when they commit a crime, like all the shootings that we've seen this week from white people, they get the lone wolf treatment. Oh, he was a lone wolf. Oh, he was a loner. So in a system of white supremacy, white people who are criminals are given more of a pass than black criminals, or black people perceived as criminals. Does that make sense?
Your point makes sense. However, how you got to that point isn't making sense to me. Do you have anything that I can look up or reference to you that I can find some proof on your claim?
I just gave you, look up the Bobby Shmurda case.
Yeah, that was one instance, but I'm sure there's many cases where white people were tried unjustly.
Sir, you dig them up. But sir, with that's just one example. I'll give you another one. I'll give you another one outside of Bobby Shmurda. In the Bronx, New York, a month ago, they did a whole sweep where they arrested a bunch of black men in the Bronx.
Are you talking about the Bronx riot?
No, I'm not talking about the Bronx riot, sir. Okay. About a month ago, was no riot. They went and arrested over 100 and something black men, and all they had to do was say, okay, well, this was a gang sweep. Now, most of those brothers were not in gangs, but nobody's going to refute that. I mean, who's going to refute it? We don't have a media apparatus to say, hey, these guys are not in a gang. Any black person is in a gang according to the system of white supremacy. You understand that? And I can show you case after case. I live in LA. They have gang injunctions where you have on a blue shirt or a purple shirt. They'll just say, okay, you're a gang member. We're going to arrest you and charge you with whatever crime the gang you're associated with, even if you're not in a gang or not. So they do that to us, but they don't do that to people in the dominant white society. They never tie them in with other criminals.
But I hear your point, and that's extremely fucked up. If someone came to my door and they were like, they busted it down, they're like, freeze. And then they took me to jail and were like, well, you were white in an area where there's a bunch of white criminals. What did you expect? It's like, dude, what the fuck? I'm just trying to live my life. Like, that would be hella fucked up if that happened to me. However...
But it doesn't happen to you. We're not talking make-believe.
However, if you look at the crime statistics, 13% are committing 60% of the murder. That means that you have to work overtime as a culture to commit those kind of crimes.
But that's not true.
It's almost to the point where it's epidemic.
But it's not epidemic.
Live in a war zone.
It's not epidemic, sir.
And they bust down your door and say, and I'm not comparing blacks to terrorists.
Sir, hey, Mike, stop
yes,
it.
Sir.
Stop. Breathe, brother. Because, see, that's the thing. You're using suspected, and I'm not saying you're a white supremacist, but you're using suspected white supremacist tactics by getting information and ignoring the truth and then going on a rant, just reading off a bunch of stats that's been debunked.
Right. I acknowledge your point, and I acknowledge the feelings behind your point.
But you said, but sir, wait, Mike, you saying, you start going on a rant about how homicide is an epidemic because it's 50%, and what you're saying isn't true, Mike. What you're saying isn't true. It's not true. Black people don't commit the most
murder from 13% of the population
because it's not true.
Insane rate.
Mike, it's not true. I'm telling you, it's not true.
Is that because of COINTELPRO? Because that's what my friends tell me, and that's why they say that I hold research ideology.
Mike, that's not true. White people get away with murder more than black people. Do you want white people in America get away with murder more than black people? Do you understand that?
I looked that up on the internet, and apparently in 2013, Obama did a federal...
You're ignoring what I'm saying.
Millions of dollars on a federal investigation on the judicial system.
Mike, you're ignoring what I'm saying, Mike. Mike, you're ignoring what I'm saying. Mike, you're ignoring what I'm saying. I just told you the truth, that white people...
You told me that whites are get out of court...
white people commit murder and get away with it in America. Mike, you're not listening. This is why your friends, Mike, this is why your friends think you're a white supremacist, Mike. Because you're not listening. This is why your friends think you're a white supremacist, because I just gave you some real game. I just gave you the truth, and now you're ignoring it. Now you're trying to deflect, Mike. That's what a lot of suspected white supremacists do, Mike. They start ignoring the truth.
I'm deflecting, but I've acknowledged all of your points. And
you're not acknowledging my point, Mike. Mike,
and you're telling me that I'm deflecting.
Mike, that's cognitive. What you're doing with Mike.
You're labeling me as a white supremacist.
And I didn't say you were a white supremacist, Mike. I did not say you were a white supremacist, Mike. Now you're being deceptive, Mike. And that's what suspected white supremacists do. I didn't say it. I'm saying I see why they suspect that you might be. You got to listen, Mike. Slow down and listen. This is why your friends think that you are a suspected white supremacist. Got it? Now let's back it up. I like to make it real plain. See, the thing is, a lot of y'all, man, when somebody gives you some real information, then y'all start going all the way around the block so you don't have to acknowledge the truth. I'm going to tell you again. More white people get away with murder than black people in America. Do you acknowledge that, yes or no?
It probably is true.
Okay, there we go. There we go. And if it's probably true, that accounts for the homicide rate being lower.
You have a good lawyer, you can get out
oh, Lord, it ain't got nothing to do with no lawyer. Let's not use the if you had a good lawyer trick. You don't need a good lawyer. Because Mike, Mike, listen, Mike, listen, Mike, listen, Mike, listen, Mike, listen, Mike, listen. Because a lot of times these cases don't even go. Mike, will you listen? Because you use that whole good lawyer nonsense. A lot of these cases of white supremacists killing black folks, they don't even go to court, let alone have to get a lawyer. They don't even get prosecuted. So they don't even need a lawyer. So a lot of times, man, you don't have to even go to court if you're a white person killing a black person. So you get away with murder in this country if you're white, especially if you're killing a black person. Do you acknowledge that, Mike?
They have cameras on the prosecutors.
It don't matter with cameras. Mike, Eric Garner got killed on camera. Eric Garner got killed on camera, and the cop who did it didn't get a slap on the wrist. He didn't get nothing.
Yeah, that was hella fucked up.
Well, yeah, everything is fucked up, but all right. Well, let's deal with the fucked up. How come you were not outraged over the Constitution being decimated, with Eric Garner getting killed on camera and his constitutional rights being completely violated. The Constitution was thrown out of the window. Oh, it's fucked up, but let's look at the black crime. No. What do you think about that?
I agree that was extremely fucked up.
But y'all never do anything about it, Mike.
Every day you read headlines about businesses being hacked and intellectual property being stolen.
Sorry about that. I'm on my other computer and I got commercials. But y'all never do anything about
Please
it, Mike.
choose a sponsored video. Your content
Hold on,
will
Mike.
begin shortly.
Hold on. Wait. Okay, so who should be responsible?
The officers who killed the man.
But where's your outrage for that, Mike? None of y'all ever seem to have outrage for these officers who break the Constitution. Y'all have this, oh man, that's so fucked up, shit happens. But what about black on black crime? So that's the thing, that hateful indifference and that disregard of the Constitution that so many people try to hold up.
If anyone says, if you say, what about Arizona? And then someone says, well, what about black on black crime? That's incredibly insensitive, because that's basically saying, like, oh, this bad thing happened. Well, you guys do bad things too. It doesn't make it right.
So, Mike, what about Freddie Gray? White cops killed Freddie Gray. Where's your outrage over that? See, and they didn't get charged. They just got charged, and now you have police unions fighting and trying to sue the prosecutor for charging them. So do you think that's right, that Freddie Gray would have his constitutional rights violated and he get killed in a damn cop car like that? Is that cool?
Was Freddie Gray the guy that got caught at no, that was Mike Brown. I don't know much about Freddie Gray. I can't comment on this.
Y'all never know nothing when it's time to... But Freddie Gray was in Baltimore. There was a big riot out there, uprising. They arrested the guy for no reason. And they put him in the back of a cop van, and then the man ended up with his neck and spine broken and the whole 9 yards, and nobody can account for who killed him. And what about Trayvon? I can go on the list. What about Trayvon Martin, brother? What about Trayvon? Did you think it was okay for Trayvon?
As far as the Trayvon Martin side, and I'm giving you the side as far as the court notes. The court notes basically say that forensic and witness testimony imply that everything that Zimmerman did was in accordance with the law and added up to what he had claimed.
Okay, let's stop there. Okay, let's wait.
Conservatives say that it's one of the biggest counterfeit miscarriages of media representation in our generation.
Okay, Mike, now let's look at the Constitution. Did Trayvon Martin have constitutional rights to walk home and not be killed?
Absolutely.
Why was his constitutional rights violated?
As this court does imply, Trayvon Martin walked home, was followed by Zimmerman. Zimmerman called the police. He followed him to a house where he then went inside and then came out and then engaged in a fight with Zimmerman.
That's a lie. Sir, that is a lie. That is a lie, sir. Sir, Zimmerman, we all know that Zimmerman was the aggressor. Zimmerman has now shown us that he has a history of violence, that he is a violent person. Zimmerman has been arrested a number of times after he killed Trayvon Martin. There is no way you can say that Zimmerman was this... Forensic evidence didn't show that. Forensic evidence, it didn't show that. It showed that he was the aggressor. He shot Trayvon Martin in cold blood. And sir, Trayvon Martin, what rights did he have? What was Trayvon Martin supposed to do? What was Trayvon Martin supposed to do when you had a violent criminal following you with a gun? What was Trayvon Martin supposed to do?
Honestly, I would have stayed in the house.
Well, he didn't go in the house, sir. Trayvon Martin did not go in the house.
According to testimony, he did.
No, he didn't. Nobody said Trayvon Martin went in the house. Even Zimmerman said that. Zimmerman said, sir, Zimmerman said that Trayvon Martin circled around and jumped out in the bushes and said some old 1970s, "Hey, you want a piece of me, sucker?" and some nonsense like that. And you believe that Trayvon Martin beat up George Zimmerman and bashed his head in the ground and all that stuff. You believe that?
That's not what the court notes said.
That's what Zimmerman said, sir. That's what Zimmerman said. You believe that Trayvon Martin did all that?
I really don't know Trayvon Martin.
And that's the thing, sir. You got to, in order to justify some of these white supremacist incidents, you have to make up stuff.
I don't understand how you don't know Trayvon Martin either, but you can speak for him and say,
I know the case.
You know him.
I know the case. I don't have to know him. I know the case.
It's almost like you're over-identifying with him.
I know the case. Sir, I know the case. I know the case. And you're making, and the fact that you're making up stuff, sir, Mike, one of the biggest things about white supremacy, Mike, one of the biggest problems with white supremacy is deception.
I encourage everyone here, including yourself, to look at the court notes for yourself.
Mike, one of the biggest problems of white supremacy is deception, Mike, and your friends probably think that you're a white supremacist because you use deceptive language.
I'm white, therefore I'm deceptive.
Now, and you're being deceptive again because I didn't say that, but again, Mike, you're showing suspected white supremacist signs.
Yeah, but you're saying white supremacy in the same sentence you're saying deceptive, and right. I am white.
Right, and all white people are not white supremacists.
White supremacy trick. You're basically implying because I am white.
And all white people are not white supremacists, sir. All white people are not white supremacists, Mike.
I'm deflecting you.
And see, this is why your friends, and I don't think they should trust you, Mike. You're not being honest, Mike. Listen to yourself, Mike. You're not being honest.
Okay,
why can't you be? Why are you not being honest about white supremacy, Mike?
Everyone should look at the court notes right now, and then if he is wrong, then he is a liar, and if I'm wrong, then I'm a liar. Decide for yourself.
But nobody said that Trayvon Martin went in the house and came out and then beat up Zimmerman. Yeah, that's not true.
Or the court notes.
No, they didn't say that. They didn't say that, Mike.
Okay, well, look it up.
Well, you're making up stuff, Mike. You're making up stuff. And do you acknowledge that George Zimmerman, he's pretty much a violent guy? Do you acknowledge that? I mean, you don't get arrested over and over again for violence, and you're just not a violent person. Do you think that it's
he
just
has a history of criminal violence, yeah. Okay.
But you still think Trayvon Martin was the one who was the aggressor, right?
According to the court notes, that's what they say. However, I don't know what to think.
Well, you just choose to believe what the prosecution said. You just choose to believe. You choose to believe
like
that.
I said, I never met Trayvon Martin. I never met George Zimmerman.
You don't have to meet him.
I know the facts about forensic evidence.
I didn't meet Big Bird, and I know he's yellow. All right. You don't have to meet somebody to know what the color of something is.
Oh
yeah. You got it. And also with Tamir, look at Tamir right. Why do you think? Okay, because you're denying white supremacy. You're saying that it was Trayvon. You're saying that Mike, calm down, slow down, Mike, because now you're trolling. Stop it, Mike. Because now you're trolling. So I'm just fucking with you now for shits and giggles because now you're trolling. And that's what suspected white supremacists. Mike, and that's Mike. That's what suspected white supremacists do when they run out of logic. See, white supremacy has three moves. One is deception. Got it? The next is aggression, and the next one is just straight out. And the next one is just straight out trolling and ridicule. So you kind of went over the aggression thing and just started going into the ridicule and trolling. Because now you're Michael. You're trolling at this point.
I'm not being aggressive.
But I just said you went over the aggression and you went right to the trolling, Mike. I'm just trying to stick to facts, and you're rambling on about non sequiturs.
Don't do kind of phrases to tip the ball over and tell your audience that I'm wrong because what?
I missed what you said, Mike. What were you saying?
I said it's almost like you have these go-to phrases where you just say, where you tip the ball over in the argument and say he's wrong because what?
No, I'm just going by what you're saying, Mike. I'm going by what you're saying. I'm going by.
Like you're trying to paint the image of me for your audience.
No, you're painting it for yourself, pretty much, Mike. You're doing it yourself. And this is what I want my black people to see. When you have so-called white friends like this, just because they're your friend, and I'm talking to my audience right now, Mike. I'm talking to my audience. People, if you have friends like Mike, you can see that he can still be or be suspected of being a white supremacist.
You were a white person, and you were trying to have this conversation with me. And you were basically say that I'm lying, because I am who I am, I was born this way.
And that again, sir, you're showing more deception. Nobody said that, but white supremacist suspects will put words in your mouth. Mike, you just keep showing us that you have white supremacist views, sir. You keep being deceptive. Mike, almost everything you're saying is deceptive at this point, Mike. And you're proving my point. You keep putting words in my mouth that I didn't say, and you do it over and over again, which is further showing us that you're white supremacist.
How can you not be passively implying that I'm deceptive because I'm white? You're saying this is what white supremacists do. They're deceptive. That's literally in that sentence to be stuff that summed up to he's white, therefore lies.
No. You summed it up on your own. I didn't sum it up like that. I didn't say that. So why do you keep putting words in my mouth that I didn't say? There you go. Because you're going in circles because you're being deceptive, Mike. So anyway, Mike, you say Mike. So you don't ignore Mike. Stop. Mike, stop. We're moving on to something else because now again you're gonna suspected white supremacists usually start trolling their way out of a situation.
The white supremacist deception, white therefore lies. That's so
right. And this is, and Mike, at this point, this is a lesson. Mike, this is a lesson for my audience right now, Mike, because I want them to understand how people like you get down. I want people in my audience to understand how people like you get down, okay? And I hope your black friends are listening.
You can't say that because you don't know me.
But I know your tactics. You have, Mike, you have typical white supremacist suspect tactics. I'm not saying you are. I'm not saying you are, Mike.
You're acting like what a 1950s white supremacist would act like.
A 1950s who? Wait, stop. 1950 who? Wait, hold on. Wait, you said something about 1950 what? I missed that. You said you're acting like a 1950s.
I said you're acting like a white supremacist would in the 1950s.
What's the difference between What's the difference between a white supremacist? Hold on.
I want you all to understand that this is what white people are like. You're telling them and encouraging overgeneralization.
Mike. Hold on, Mike. I got you on hold for a minute, okay? Because Mike is one of these dudes. He's gonna just kind of babble on and on. Hold on 1 second. I had to put him on hold. He's babbling. Mike.
Yeah.
Okay, I had to put you on hold for a quick second because right now, if you just keep babbling, I got to cut your mic so I can say what I have to say. I'm not going to let you just talk on and on and on because now, because you're trolling at this point and you're going to have to make a point or I'm going to have to just kind of cut your mic off. So Mike, so you just say white supremacy is over. There's no white supremacy, so black people are making it up, right?
No, I don't think that they're making up their feelings. I think their feelings are 100% valid.
Okay, so wait. So you think, wait. Okay, hold on. Wait. Okay, hold on. Okay, Mike, hold on. I got to cut his. I'm not going to let him do all that Fox News rambling, all right? All right, there we go. Mike?
Yeah.
Okay, so you said that it's about people's feelings about white supremacy. Okay, so you're saying that white supremacy is it's not real, it's just the way black people perceive it to be, right?
Fleet introduces the strength of a hemorrhoid ointment in the convenience of a wipe.
Okay, let me break it down. Hold on, wait for this ad to go on. Hold on, wait.
And protects skin by delivering 3 medicines in a single wipe.
Hold on.
Fleet Rectal Care Pain Relief
I hate
Wipes.
these ads.
One powerful wipe.
Okay, so you said, what do I mean by white supremacy? Okay, this is what I mean by white supremacy. I'm not talking about the Klan. I'm not talking about the skinheads. I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis. A white supremacist is anybody who's in the dominant white society.
New York Lottery draws New Yorkers together in a fun way. Unlike a corporate retreat.
I fucking hate these ads.
It's decision time.
I need an ad block for my thing. Hold on.
Okay.
And they don't let you mute these shit. All right, there we go. All right. Okay, so a white supremacist is anybody in the dominant white society who, through speech, thought, or action, believe that they should be in a superior position, in a dominating position, and a controlling position over black people where they mistreat them in the process. That is what a white supremacist is. That makes sense?
Do you think that I believe that?
I think that I suspect that you might be, because you know when people are being mistreated and you have an indifference towards that and a denial about it. So if you see somebody getting raped and then you turn your back on them getting raped, well, then you're complicit in that. And that's the same thing with white supremacy. That makes you a white supremacist by proxy if you see white supremacy happening and you see people being mistreated and you are compliant with that by not doing anything about it. You just kind of deny it because people in the dominant...
The thing is, like, that can be summed up to white privilege, right?
Oh Lord, no! I don't. That white privilege. That's a term to minimize white supremacy. No, That's a term that white people who practice white supremacy, they like to kind of go to that term because it sounds better. Because white privilege sounds like there's an option outside of white supremacy. And there is no option outside of white supremacy. We live in a system dominated by white supremacy. So I don't use the term white privilege. You see?
Okay, so I personally believe in equality. I think that everyone should be defined by the individual's capacity.
Everybody says that.
Whatever they want to do. And it doesn't matter if you want to be, like, you want to clean streets for a living or you want to be a doctor. Like, I don't think that your race should define what you're capable of doing, or even your job should define who you are. I think that's the beauty of America. However, I've never seen discrimination towards blacks in the economic sector.
Okay. Whoa. Let's stop there. So, you said you've never seen discrimination against black people in the economic sector.
Right.
Sir?
The current CEO of American Express is a brown man.
Okay, sir. That's tokenism. That's tokenism. Sir, that's tokenism. You're pointing to tokens. That's black people. I want y'all to listen. That's another trick. Put a couple of tokens in. We ain't racist. Okay. Look at the one black guy over there. Because I'm calling out what you're doing, sir. That's a deceptive tactic by pointing out token black people. There's a million white people, but then there's one black person because he's a token person in a position, and that doesn't trickle down to any kind of success or upliftment. It does. How does that benefit black people collectively?
I don't know.
Thank you. I'm talking collectively, sir. I'm talking collectively. You're using that whole tokenism thing. Tokenism is a trick of white supremacy. It's token. You're talking tokenism. I'm talking about white supremacy is a collective thing.
You're right that those black individuals did achieve great success, but you're talking about the overall black people.
I'm talking collectively, sir. White supremacy is a collective effort. It ain't about one or two white people. It's about a whole group of people dominating, controlling, and mistreating another group. And in the system of white supremacy, they have no problem getting a token Negro and putting them somewhere and say, hey, there's a black person. We ain't racist, but that doesn't help the whole collective. So that means we still live in a system of white supremacy, even though there's a token there. Obama's a token. Obama can't do anything for black folks because the white supremacists won't let him.
Devaluing their level of power, because how many white men grovel this black man because he has made something of himself? Like, how many white people would kill to give that man a coffee in the morning because they see him as a great person?
I'm talking about collective upliftment. I'm talking about collective power. A token black person, it just doesn't equal to collective power. And the white supremacists, they've always pulled out token black people.
Collective elevation, but how do you achieve that?
Well, you achieve that by not maldistributing the resources, because that's another trick of white supremacy. White supremacy.
What is redistributing? What is
maldistributing the resources. Maldistribution of resources. That's one of the number one tools of white supremacy. That's how you maintain white supremacy.
How can we fix that?
What you do, stop maldistributing the resources. You can fix that tomorrow. That can be.
How do we do
Stop with the all-white unions, number one. Stop with the all-white labor unions that they still have today, where you have unions. All-white labor unions, yes. You have labor unions.
So literally you cannot join these unions if you're black.
Sir, they have that all over the place. They don't have to say it no more. See, they used to say. Sir, they get away with it, but they use code words now, sir. Don't say, oh, it's illegal. It's illegal to kill black children, but you do it. It was illegal to kill Tamir Rice, but they got away with doing it. So let's not use it's illegal, so we can't do it. The white supremacists
by their own accord, and
no, they're not, sir. Sir, no, they're not. Sir, are you trying to say, sir, Mike, I'm telling you now, Mike, I'm gonna tell you if you stop talking, because now you're playing naive. I don't believe you're naive, Mike. You know some of these all-white unions still exist.
I believe you.
Mike, I'm telling you. But when I'm trying to tell you what the problem is, because see, the thing is, the first way to fix a problem is acknowledging the problem. That's number one. When I try to present a problem and you say, oh, that's not true. Oh, that's illegal for them to do that.
No, I acknowledge the problem. How do we fix it with these individuals being racist individually?
Well, the thing, we're talking, fix it who? Who's going to fix it? Because the people in the dominant, the white supremacists, Mike,
you're a fucking racist. Get out of your fucking job.
Mike, the white supremacists, the white supremacists can fix all of the deprivation and the damage they've caused black people. They can fix that tomorrow morning. They can literally fix it overnight.
How?
Redistribute the resources that were properly owed to black people. That's number one. Stop the racist laws. Stop having a plantation called a prison system where you funnel people into prison based on race and create racially based laws. Take that out. Stop doing that. Take the race soldiers pretending to be police officers out of these communities. Let black people get the loans that they try to get instead of redlining them and not giving them home and business loans, thereby creating ghettos. When black people do get themselves together, don't burn down the places like the white supremacists did with Tulsa, Oklahoma. Don't burn down the place. Don't burn. Let me give you this work. Wait, no, don't stop me. I'm telling you what the solutions are. Don't burn down the place like they did with black people who were prosperous in Wilmington. Don't run freeways down in black communities like they did in Miami when you had prosperous black areas. Don't run another freeway down Central Avenue in Los Angeles when that was prosperous. See, every time black people progress, the white supremacists come up with ways to sabotage that progress. The what?
Did you talk about Black Wall Street?
I just said that. I talked about Tulsa, Oklahoma, exactly. But there were a lot of so-called Black Wall Streets.
But do you understand, though, that you can't just walk up in a neighborhood and be like, oh, by the way, this neighborhood belongs to my group of friends, and I don't care if you laid the streets, you laid the wires, you laid the pipes, and spent probably billions of dollars creating this city, it belongs to us now. That's not how this works.
Who said doing that, Mike? Mike. Who said doing that?
Walk up and be like, this is ours. If you want to go out in the woods, though.
Who said doing that? Who said do that? Mike.
It was bizarre. I don't think people are going to care that much because nobody invested in those woods.
Mike, what are you talking
about?
Walk
up and say, I own it. Now let me reply to your points because you made a few. Okay,
but I don't know. You lost me on that one, Mike. You lost me, Mike. Mike. Hold on, Mike. Wait, let me put him on hold for a minute because, see, that's a white supremacist. He start babbling about nonsense now. I don't know what he's talking about. There we go, Mike. You lost me. You just start babbling, and I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? Black people can't just walk up into somebody's neighborhood and say, "This is mine." Who said that?
That's what happened with Black Wall Street, and the reason why there was bomb drops and SWAT teams and all that kind of shit is because you can't just walk up into a city that was created by tax dollars, billions of tax dollars, and say this is ours now. It's just not. They laid the pipes, they laid the electrical wire, the streets, they made the building. It's a lot of stuff goes into making a city, and if you want to go out in the world and you make that your home. I don't think people are going to care that much, but you can't just say, this is black owned, this is our shit now, you can't do shit about it in America.
So Mike,
it doesn't work that way.
So Mike, you're saying that's what the people, So you're saying that's what the people in Tulsa did?
Tulsa?
I'm talking about Black Wall Street. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, Mike, you're confusing yourself. I said Tulsa. You didn't know what Tulsa was? You're saying that the people in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street, you said they just walked up into Tulsa and said, okay, this is our neighborhood?
I'm not 100% sure on the location of the matter. I'm not fully versed in it, but I do know that the reason why the military went in was because it was a hostile takeover. Because they basically said, we're sovereign citizens, we don't belong to the United States anymore, and this is our city now.
Mike, what the hell are you talking about? Nobody, Tulsa, Oklahoma didn't do that. What are you talking about?
I must be misinformed then. I apologize.
Where'd you get that from?
I don't know. I guess I just heard it through my black friends. They said that that's basically what happened, and I said well that's kind of weird. I guess I was misinformed by them.
Good Lord, Mike. Good Lord, brother. You're so out of touch with reality. I'm like, damn, should I even go on with you? I mean, damn.
Something that I shouldn't have spoken on because I haven't done my full research.
Okay, Mike. Okay, look, shit, with you saying that, okay, look, some of the shit I'm saying is just going to go over your head. If you were that fucked up with your history and
Oh, no, I make no claims to being an expert on it.
Okay, but then you should listen more, Mike, because for somebody who is that fucked up with their history, you need to be quiet and just kind of listen and take the game and soak it up.
Right, but there are certain things that I do know a thing or two about, and that's how you come to a conclusion. And I feel like a lot of your claims are, well, let's go fix that one thing that's basically unfixable. Like, let's get the race soldiers out. Let's redistribute wealth. We all know that reparations are never coming. Like, it would be awesome if they would have paid the reparations. That way we could, fix the situation. But apparently, I looked up the estimated worth of, it's in the trillions. It's some ridiculous number that's unpayable.
So, Mike, so basically what you're saying, Mike, what you're saying, so Mike, the hell, hold on. The mercy is killing me. Hold on. All right, so what you're saying is, okay, well, look, we live in a system of white supremacy.
Please choose a sponsored video.
Hold on.
Your content will begin shortly.
Hold on, goddamn, hold on.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second. So basically you're saying, hey, we live in a white supremacy system. We ain't going to help you black folks out. Just kind of deal with it.
No.
That's basically your solution.
It's much more complicated than that. It's that I want that to happen. However, only 6% of Americans at the height of slavery owned slaves.
Oh, stop. Mike, stop. Mike, all of them benefited from the slave trade. All of them. Not half, not a percentage. All of the white people. That's a lie.
Irish were slaves too.
No,
I was brought in as a slave. My ancestors were brought in as slaves.
From where?
From Ireland.
Ireland, people from Ireland got freedom dues. I want you to look that term up. They got freedom dues after their servitude. They got land, they got weapons, and they got money. They got freedom dues. That's a lie. Y'all stop telling that Irish slave law, Mike. Okay, now you're talking over me, Mike. Stop telling that Irish slaves. We were slaves and we didn't get nothing. After the servitude of the Irish, they got land, money, and weapons. I want y'all to Google freedom dues. Yes, they did get something. They did. Don't y'all stop telling that lie. All right, so let's move on from that lie. Give black people theirs too. You got yours. Give us ours too.
I hear what you're saying.
But
how is that possible?
Make it possible.
The people in the United States
the white supremacists,
had nothing to do
sir,
with it,
they did.
Whites benefited from it.
They all did.
You have benefited from it as well because you were born into the world that we were all born into.
Whoa. We benefit. It was the labor of the free African labor that created the wealth.
One thing is clear though, that there's a lot of old money in the United States that comes from older white people who did in fact benefit from the slave trade.
Tell me who did not. Who did not benefit from the slave trade? Tell me who. I'm saying all of them.
You benefit from the slave trade. I benefit from the slave trade because without the slave trade, the United States would not be in the position it's in.
Well, how's that a benefit? How's that a benefit? And I'm still living in a terror system where I can be shot, my brains can be blown out with impunity. That's not a benefit. I'm in a prison and I'm just in a comfortable cell, but it's not really a benefit. I don't want to be in a system.
Even poor people in the United States have iPhones, microwaves, LCD TVs.
Okay, you're just talking about technology, and I can get my brains blown out with an iPhone in my hand. Okay, and they can get iPhones in prison. You can get drugs in prison, but it's still damn prison. All right?
Yeah, but if you believe in FBI statistics, okay,
which I don't, because those are half truths. Because they're half truths. Because they're half truths, because they don't account for all the white people who commit murder. They're not recorded by the FBI statistics. The Darren Wilsons, the Zimmermans, the Pantaleos, all of these people, they're not listed. What was not racist?
Obama.
Let's go back to slavery, because that's the stop. Because let's go back to slavery. Let's go back to slavery. Let's go back to slavery. Obama's a token Negro. I don't give a fuck what Obama says. He's a token.
They refused thousands of individual cases.
Obama's a token. Yes, he said that. Obama's a victim of white supremacy. Of course he's going to say that. What else is he going to say? He's a victim of white supremacy like me. He has as much power as me.
Did you know that Obama has actually heavily invested in social advocacy groups, which has led to the rise of the NAACP and Black Lives Matter?
Lord. Black Lives Matter is white controlled, man.
That's something.
It's something for who?
Something for the elevation and the awareness.
Man, Black Lives Matter is white controlled. Black Lives Matter is white controlled. The NAACP is white controlled.
If it's white controlled, then why are they rioting in the streets and destroying white cities? I don't understand that.
Point to one NAACP member who did it. Point to one. I will give you $1,000 if you can give me the name of one NAACP member. Give me the name of an NAACP member who burned something down. Give me the name of an NAACP member who burned something down. Just give me one name. Mike, don't you, Mike, no, Mike. No, I got him on hold. You're not going to do that. No. Mike, give me the name of an NAACP member who burned something down.
I probably can't, because they're probably...
Mike, have a good day. That's it. Okay, there you go. That's enough for him. All right. Okay, there you go. That's enough for him. All right. See, that's how the white supremacists tap out. No. I didn't let him waste. He said, you let this white boy waste your time. No, that's game for you. That was for y'all. Be very clear. That was for you, so y'all can see the lies, and then you know how to knock them lies out, and then they'll quickly turn to something else. That was for you. This was a lesson for you. This was a lesson for you. That was a lesson for you, so y'all can hear the lies that they commonly tell, and then you can know how to refute them. And once you refute them, they go straight to some other lies. I want to show y'all how to deal with white supremacists like that. That's how you deal with a white supremacist. You start knocking them out with truth, they start babbling about something else. Then you hit them with some more truth, then they start making shit up. This fool said Tulsa, Oklahoma, they went over and said they were sovereign. I'm like, what the fuck is you talking about? I mean, he's just pulling shit out his ass. The NAACP, why are they rioting and burning stuff down? Name them. This is a lesson for black folks. Understand the white supremacists are the most deceptive people on the planet. Just understand that. This is something that black folks don't get. And there are a lot of people who think like him. Just imagine millions of people who think like that. These are the people who run your schools. These are the people who are in the courtrooms. These are the people who are in the libraries. These are the people who are your supervisors at your job. These are the people that you are subject to. Those are the people that black folks are subject to every day. Y'all go to work with these guys every day. You saw he said he had black friends. Y'all deal with that every day. Lying, deceptive, deceitful, pretending to be confused. Oh yeah, we just talked about the NAACP and the new Hidden Colors 4. We broke all that down. That's why y'all got to get these movies, man, so y'all can know the game. My daughter, hold on 1 second, hold on. My child is texting me. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Oh God. The deception. Boy, see, he thought he was going to be slick with the whole, he's starting it off with, oh, well, I got my black friends, and I knew the bullshit was coming. Okay, hold on. I knew the bullshit was coming when he said that. Oh, I knew it was coming when he's winning. Oh, I got black friends, but niggas ain't shit. Then he goes into all his white supremacist bullshit. Oh, they always try to preface it with, I got a black friend, so everything I say that's going to be racist as hell, just give me a pass. And then he's going to spew every racist white supremacist talking point he can spew. Dude, the dude's lies were just I'm not shocked, but I'm like, good Lord, this dude, his lies weren't even good. He didn't even have good lies. Well, I said, dude, so why do you think the crime rate for blacks is so high? Well, they perceive what happened to their ancestors. Oh, man, that's why y'all need to get the Hidden Colors films, man. Y'all really need to get the Hidden Colors films so y'all can learn how to combat this stuff. Because, see, black folks, unfortunately, black people believe everything white people tell them. And idiots like that, and I'm not trying to be a name caller, but most white supremacists are idiots. I ain't saying white people. I'm talking about white supremacists because they're deceptive. And once you call out their deception, then they just get to really lying. But black folks will believe, especially a black person who don't know the game, and he probably got some dumbass friends he hang around because they always slum around low-level black folks. He starts spewing all that bullshit and them lies, not knowing that I'm very well versed in history, and I can call out his lies. And what they do, they get all their little talking points from places like Stormfront, like that. Well, only 1.3% of all white people benefited from slavery. Big fucking lie. Big ass lie. That's a damn lie. That is a lie. Y'all better know how to refute that lie. All of them benefited from that. All of them. We do. That's real talk topic. A lot of this stuff goes unchecked, man. A lot of the stuff goes unchecked. Is this guy trolling? BNAS559. Somebody said he's trolling, and it looks like he is trolling. Is this dude trolling? Yeah, they know about Black Wall Street. Yeah, my Irish ancestors were slaves. And that's another thing. Y'all better know the deal. They got reparations, dude. They got reparations, and he knows it. And you notice something? When I brought it up, he acknowledged it because he knew it was true. See, the thing is with the white supremacists, they play dumb. They're not dumb. They're not dumb by a long shot. When I pointed out those freedom dudes, yeah. Or there's a lot of trolls in here. Okay, is Ola in here? Let me see who's in here. Okay, BNAS is trolling. Let me ban you. Let me just get to banning some people. Who else is in here trolling? Let me get them on up out of here. Yeah, Dave was a better liar than Mike. Yeah, Mike was just, my God. And speaking of Tulsa, Oklahoma, people are saying that this shooting that happened in Orlando last night, Orlando, Florida, they're saying that's the worst act of domestic terrorism because it was like over 50 people killed. Now, some people, technically, one of the worst massacres was Tulsa, Oklahoma. But the problem is the official toll, because what the white supremacists did, they undercounted all the black people who were killed. So the official count, according to the FBI, the government, is 39 people dead. But in reality, it was more like 200 or 300 folks who got killed. You know, that's the reality. Okay, we got some trolls in here. We got, I think Crispy's dumb, ashy little ass is in here. So I got him out of here. What's up, Bartholomew? Shout out to Bartholomew. Yeah, so they undercounted Tulsa, Oklahoma. I don't know that Milo dude. He says, does Orlando seem like a false flag? Hey, man, I don't know. But one thing I do know is that...
You know, the problem for human beings is that we're all going to live a very long time after we stop creating income. If we spend every dollar the day we get it...
Hold on, let me get an ad blocker. Hey, yo, what's a good ad blocker for Firefox?
We wish we had some to
I'm going to get that right now.
We're living in the moment. We're
what's
here
a good
today.
ad blocker for Firefox?
Today seem like challenges enough. Unfortunately, that's not the way the world works. We do have to worry about the well-being of the people we're going to become later down the road. To imagine what tomorrow will bring, much less next month or next year, is a radically new challenge to human beings. It's something our brains have only started doing in probably the last 1 million to 2 million years. That sounds like a long time, but in evolutionary terms, that's the blink of an eye.
Get the fuck out of here, man. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can do this.
What is that, Christian? Dragonfly technology. This is our new G-line driver. I think it looks cool. More science behind it. It has made it more stable and more forgiving.
Hold on.
Dragonfly me.
That sounds like a long time, but in evolutionary terms, that's the blink of an eye.
Get the fuck out of here, man. Okay, let's see if I got. Let's see. Okay. Y'all bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me.
This is our new G-line driver.
All right.
I think it looks cool. More science behind it. More stable and more forgiving. Dragonfly.
All right. Okay. Let's see if this works. Okay, so hopefully, we'll open the block up window. Hold on, let me see something. Okay, there we go. Okay. Hopefully, I got it on Firefox. Hopefully that works. Use Chrome. Google Chrome. What's an ad blocker for Chrome? ABP? What's an ad? Use ABP. Let me look that up real quick. Google Chrome, because we're going to stop these ads right now. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Hold on. ABP ad blocker. Okay. Ad blocker. The ad blocker plus, okay. Chrome. Hold on 1 second. Let me get a call while I'm doing that. What's up? Who's calling?
Hey, what's up, Tariq? This is Mark from Cleveland again, man. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing, Mark?
Man, I'm hanging in there, dude. I got some good news, man.
Go ahead.
I got here Columbus folk coming to my house tomorrow from Amazon.
Oh, my man. There you go. There you go.
Yeah. Oh, and another good news, man. You got like bestseller on Amazon too.
Oh, yeah, that's been bestseller for damn near 2 weeks, even before it was released.
Man, I can't wait. I'm on vacation this week, and I'm going to bathe myself in here colors for my brother. Thank you, man, and God bless you.
Thank you, brother. Oh, yeah, it's been number one on there for a minute. Okay, so I got Ad Blocker Plus. So hopefully everything is good to go. All right. And speaking of Cleveland, we're having a big lecture out there July 30th in Cleveland, Ohio. It's going to be me, George Frazier, who was in Hidden Colors 3, and David Banner. We're doing a lecture out there in Cleveland, Ohio on July 30th. You guys can go to TariqLive.com. Also, I'm going to be in this next weekend. I'm going to be in Charleston, South Carolina. All my Atlanta folks, come on through. If you're all around South Carolina, come on through. We're going to have a real good time chopping it up. That's next Saturday. which is June 18th, I'm going to be in Charleston. And I've been wanting to go to Charleston for a long time because that's the home of Denmark VC. And I've studied the history of Denmark VC for years, and I've always wanted to go to Charleston. So that's going to be a great experience. Also, next week, I'm going to be in Memphis. And that's going to be on, I think, the 22nd. June 22nd. I'm going to be at the screening of Hidden Colors 4 out there at the Majestic Theater. You guys can go to hiddencolorsfilm.com for that. And also, Hidden Colors is playing in other cities. It's going to be playing in Milwaukee, Minnesota, like I said, Memphis, and a couple of other cities. So you guys will definitely want to come on down for that. I do have to get to Chicago soon. There's going to be another screening of Chicago of Hidden Colors 4. I want to say this coming Thursday. If you go to hiddencolorsfilm.com, you will see. So I think it's this coming Thursday, there's going to be another screening of Hidden Colors 4. And it's very important to see Hidden Colors 4 in a theater with a lot of other people. If you're in that theater with a lot of like-minded people, man, the energy is just completely magical. It's one thing watching it at home, but it's another thing watching it in a theater where you were experiencing it. Man, hey, Ola, what's up, Ola? I heard the food in South Carolina is not a joke at all. That's what I want to go get some of that food out there, too. And Ola, I just made you a mod just in case somebody's in here trolling. Everybody say what's up to my assistant, Ola. Ola's going to be out there with us Saturday. But I've been hearing about that food out there in South Carolina. I heard that thing is not a joke, man. Oh, yeah. How many of y'all got your Hidden Colors 4 DVDs already? If you got your Hidden Colors 4 DVDs already, press 1. Because a lot of people have gotten it this week. Press 1 if you got your Hidden Colors 4 DVDs. Let me see who we got. Yours is coming Tuesday? Yeah. Because Amazon, it completely sold out the first day it was released. I think the day it was released, I think they sold out within a matter of hours. And, you know, Hidden Colors 4 was trending on Twitter. So it was real hot. So we restocked them. They're stocked up, so they're good to go. Everything is in stock with them. People at my office have been shipping them out like crazy. Okay, so a lot of people are getting theirs on Tuesday. That's what's up. Yours will be there Wednesday? Okay. Cool. You guys are going to really enjoy it, man. It is an experience, man. There's a reason why the reviews are good. And I'm not saying that just because I made it, man. The people are really, really enjoying the film, man. It's a lot of good game in there. We put a lot of hard work in there. And I'd like to thank all the people, all my 300 from Kickstarter who helped out with it, man. And that really, you know, just to have all of that good energy, being a part of something that's so successful and just globally making waves, man. That's a wonderful thing, man. That shows how we get down when we start cooperating and working together and not let the white supremacists make us token Negroes. Yeah, and make sure and don't bootleg it. Make sure y'all don't try to upload it and all that. Let's just do real business so that we can keep doing these films, and let's just keep it legit without getting into the Dusty Hotep nigga shit. Which is good that a lot of the Dusty Hotep nigga shit has been getting shut down by a lot of people, and that's good. Because now people, when they see cats bootlegging, they kind of run up on the bootleggers, and that's a good thing. We need to shut down dusty behavior so we can start being legit. Because y'all have to understand, with the Hidden Colors series, when we do it legit, so many people benefit from it for real. Not just the dusty nigga bootlegger selling copies that he burned on his computer. But when you get legitimate copies, man, some of these bookstores, man, all around the world, not just in the country, but these black bookstores are having people come into their stores and not only buying Hidden Colors, they're buying other books and DVDs and artifacts to get the game. So now a lot of people are really building these black bookstores back up. Shout out to my brother Marcus down at the Nubian bookstore. That brother then sold the first day That man sold 111 damn DVDs. That brother's selling DVDs hand over fist, and I've been working with that brother way before Hidden Colors. If y'all want to go get your DVDs in Atlanta, go down to that brother. That brother's been true to the game for years. Marcus at Nubian Books. That brother has never sold bootlegs of my shit. That brother's been very loyal to me, man. I bend over backwards for Marcus, man. Real good brother down there in Atlanta, and a wonderful store. That brother has everything in his store. I've been in that brother's store, and I've seen books I ain't never heard of, and I done read everything. That brother got an incredible collection at the Nubian Bookstore in Atlanta, man. He got all the shit, man. So if you're in Atlanta, definitely go down to Marcus' store. That man is selling hundreds of DVDs a day down there, man. Shout out, it was a sister, the African American bookstore in I think in Omaha, Nebraska. The sister's doing real good out there. My girl out there in Long Beach, Shades of Africa, Renee, beautiful sister. She has a bookstore. She's selling them just hand over fist out there, man. The Amoeba bookstore in Hollywood, they're getting it in. So having all of us doing legitimate business, man, it lifts everybody up, man. So the Dusty Nigga Hotep bootleg shit, that puts a wrench in the game. If we stay legit, everybody benefits from that, man. Everybody benefits, and then we can keep it going. We can keep that thing going. Yeah, I do. So, the Dusty niggas be trying to upload it to Facebook and YouTube, and we shut it down as much as we can. Unfortunately, you gonna have dusty ass niggas out there. Yeah, but it Hidden Colors puts you up on so much other stuff, man. Like Anthony Browder has a lot of wonderful books. Brother Phil Valentine, The Wounded Wound. So you got all of these scholars with so much good work out there. And, watching the Hidden Color series, when you go to these bookstores, you can see all the references. Because a lot of people say, well, can I get some more reading references? Just go to any black bookstore and you can find all of the information connected with the Hidden Color series. I think one of these bookstores had like a Hidden Color section. They had like a whole section based on the information of all of the people that were in the films. Yeah, so y'all bootleg something. Bootleg the fucking Avengers or something. Yeah, more S is coming. It's definitely coming. I was talking to my developers the other day. They're just tweaking some stuff, getting it together, but it's coming. But, with these shootings, there's this guy, his name was Omar Mateen. There was a white Muslim, and I'm pointing out that he was white because that's his classification, and that's another trick of the white supremacists. For those who don't know, there was a shooting last night at a gay club in Orlando, Florida, where over 50 people were killed. That's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. And the guy, his name was Omar Mateen, and the media keeps emphasizing that he was a Muslim. They're trying to make it a Muslim thing. They finding pictures of him with kufis on and the whole nine. But this guy, Omar Mateen, he's classified as white, and he had white supremacist views about black people, according to his co-workers. Also, there's pictures of him wearing like an NYPD shirt, a couple of NYPD shirts, so he seemed like one of those Blue Lives Matter sympathizer type of dudes. And they keep ignoring that. And they try to ignore his white supremacist views. And again, white supremacy, I'm not talking about white people, I'm talking about the white supremacists. One of their tricks is all about deception. And one trick that they use is to deny a person's whiteness when it's convenient. That's a trick of white supremacy. You're white until it's something that popped off and now you ain't white no more. See, the white supremacists, they get to jump in and out of whiteness when it's convenient. So they'll temporarily deny their own whiteness or somebody else's whiteness. That's a trick of white supremacy. That's another thing black folks need to get hip to. That dude, his legal classification is white. And he thought just like a white supremacist. That's why he was able to get all them damn guns. He had the complexion for the protection. But the thing is, whenever they do something fucked up, all of a sudden, oh, he ain't white, he's Muslim. Muslim is not a damn race. So now they want to renege on the classifications that they made. They're the ones who said that white Arabs are classified as white when they get over here. They said that. And then they get mad when you point that out. I don't care if they get mad if you point that out, because that's what it is. They made the classification, and I'm pointing out your classification. Because the thing is, if a black person commits a crime, especially a murder, they don't give a fuck about his religion. If he's a Muslim, they don't give a shit. Oh, that's a nigger. He's black. And other niggas are involved. They don't say he's a Muslim. Just like that dude who shot those cops. The dudes y'all remember the guy who drove up from drove up from, I think, Philly somewhere. They said he assaulted his girlfriend, then he went to New York and shot 2 cops. But he was a Muslim, but they didn't focus on him being a damn Muslim. Oh, he was all types of Black Lives Matter, Black Guerrilla Family. They were talking that Black Guerrilla Family bullshit. They emphasized his blackness. They didn't say nothing about his religion. And he had all types of kufis and turbans on and praying. He was a Muslim. They didn't say shit about that. Yeah, wasn't his name Ibrahim? He had a Muslim name. Yeah, he had the whole Muslim thing going on. Fuck a Muslim, that's a nigga. Then they blamed everybody. Oh, it's Obama. It's Al Sharpton. It's Black Lives Matter. So they get mad when you do the same with them. When it's a white Arab, a white Muslim who shoots somebody, you say, damn, this white guy. Oh, what do you mean white? You're anti-white. He's a Muslim. He's Middle Eastern. Middle Eastern is not a race, according to your law. So this Omar Mateen was a white supremacist Muslim. He was a white Muslim, according to your law. And that's another thing, man. And also, today, there was another guy, a white dude in California who was about to go do something at the gay pride parade out there. They found him with a gallon of bomb fluids and all types of shit. So that's a hell of a coincidence, man. That's a hell of a coincidence. There was a terrorist attack last night, and there was about to be another one today. So I'm thinking that's somehow correlated. That's coordinated. That's connected. That's not a coincidence. And the common denominator is these dudes are suspected white supremacists. So the thing is, look at what's been happening in the last week. In the last week, a white guy got caught today for about to commit a terrorist attack. Another white Muslim shot up a place last night, killed over 50 people. A couple of days ago, another white dude shot this singer down in Florida, as a matter of fact. He was down in Florida. He walked up to this girl and just shot her. She was a singer. I forgot what her name is, Christina something. And the dude shot her. They've been downplaying him. There was another case where a white dude, what city was this in? This was a few days ago too. Another white dude shot like 50 rounds at cops and civilians, and they brought him in alive. They just tackled him. And basically, when he got arrested, he kept asking them, how come y'all didn't shoot me? He asked them how come they didn't shoot him. And they all gave him the whole lone wolf treatment. And this is like in a week. This is 1 week. So when people try to give me that whole ain't no white supremacy bullshit, when it's some suspected white supremacists doing all this, oh, it's some false flags, Obama. I don't go for the white privilege thing. It's a system of white supremacy that protects white criminals. It protects their image. It protects them. Just like that white rapist, Brock Turner. The dude raped a chick outside behind a dumpster. Just some old, And I think he did. He fingered the woman. It was just some vile shit he did, and he got a slap on the wrist. And I saw one of the media outlets making excuses for him. Well, it was like, well, technically, it wasn't really rape because in the state of California, rape is designated as forcibly inserting the penis. Okay. Dude, Bill Cosby, he's being raked through the coals over a rape that was never proven. They have not proved any rapes from Cosby. You got people coming out from 50 damn years ago saying, hey, this nigga raped me 50 years ago, and they're raking him over the coals for rapes that didn't happen. And I'm saying most of these rapes, they couldn't have happened. I'm saying they couldn't have happened. Because some of these people, their backgrounds are too shady, and some of these people, they've been proven to be liars already. So I'm just assuming that most of them are lying. Because if it's too many liars being proven to be liars, I'm just going to say, hey, I don't believe them. But with these shootings, especially down in Florida, you have to understand this, man. When you create and allow evil to fester, just like this white supremacist who called my show justifying Trayvon Martin being killed by this psychopath Zimmerman, who not only killed Trayvon Martin in cold blood, violated his civil rights, his constitutional rights, this kid making up some shit that Trayvon went home and then came out and beat up Zimmerman. That's a disgusting white supremacist lie. But if you allow evil to fester, and for anybody to allow a child to get killed by a psychopath and then let that psychopath auction off his gun, you've become a degenerate society. And the thing about evil, once you set a precedent for evil, and let me get on my metaphysical Reverend Nasheed tip right now. Once you set a precedent for evil, evil cannot be contained. You just can't keep evil because evil is an energy. You can't keep an evil energy just contained over to the black side of town. Evil doesn't work like that. Because once you set the precedent of evil, that evil will fester and seep into your own communities. And that's what we're seeing down there in Florida, where we see pure evil. It was pure evil for the guy to go up and shoot that girl like that. That was pure evil. But y'all let evil fester. Y'all sit up and let evil fester. For Zimmerman to kill that child who was walking home with candy, and y'all sat up there and let that evil bastard auction off a gun and assault other people and brag about killing this kid, that evil is seeping over there to your side of town, where all of these people are getting killed because that evil element is still in the air. That evil mindset has been set. That evil has been normalized. See, that's the thing with white supremacy y'all don't understand. That evil and that karma comes back, and that evil cannot be contained. Once you set a precedent for evil, it will eventually seep on your side of town. And a lot of that stuff is happening down there in Florida. And y'all set the precedent with that, with the Trayvon Martin case. Y'all set the precedent for that. And it's happening, it's going to start happening all over. Evil is evil. Got it? Evil is just like syphilis. And you cannot determine who that syphilis, anybody you come in contact with, if you're syphilitic, the people you come in contact with, everybody's going to get it. So the thing is, we need to do something about that evil white supremacist mindset. Because look at the guy who killed all of those people. His co-workers are saying that he was a white supremacist. He had anti-black views. See, that white supremacist mindset is an evil mindset. And is going to rot you and wipe you out from within. That's why y'all better learn how to produce justice. Y'all better learn how to produce justice. Yes, evil is the STD of energy. My daughter is the beggingest damn child ever. How many of y'all got teenagers? My daughter, she's like Hillary Banks from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Hey, Daddy, I need $250. My daughter is the beggingest kid ever. Please, she's texting me. With my begging kid. I need $250, please. Y'all got these begging ass kids. My daughter be begging for. That's my problem. I spoiled her little ass. I blame me. I spoiled her little ass from a kid. I used to buy every fucking thing. Now she expect everything now. My daughter don't work for shit. My daughter ain't got no part-time job. My daughter be asking for big shit. Dad, can you give me the Jeep? Can I get a Jeep, a 2016 Jeep for my birthday? I'm like, no. What's this nigga calling? I ain't about to give her no $250. She said, please, no. You got 3 teens? Oh, wow, damn. Man. They tell her to get a job. Hilarious. Yeah, we did. We finally came up with a name for the newborn son. Now, I'll let y'all know that when he's born. Man. Please, this Matilda dude. Yeah. Y'all, I talked about that, Anonymous. I talked about what that Matilda dude, his co-worker, said that he had anti-black racism. And down there in Florida, again. Y'all notice a lot of these mass shooters, if you look at them, if you look at mass shooters, they all have, for the most part, many of them have white supremacist leanings. A lot of them will have white supremacist views. Because thinking like that, where you live in a system where you mistreat people simply based on race, that will make you remove your moral compass, man. That makes you remove your moral compass. And now look at the case with this dude. Look at the energy. Let's look at energy. I'm talking energy. Now with Cosby, that's evil to have all of these people who are proven to be liars raking this guy over the coals. Now he had all these side chicks and all that, but to make up rape cases and then legitimize old rape cases, and this is a media thing too. It's all these people working in concert with each other. They're using stereotypes because there's always been a stereotype about black men raping people. And I've always said all sex between black men and white women is considered rape. They've always used that rape stereotype against black males. So now that evil is seeping through. And now you got white dudes like Brock who's getting slaps on the wrist for his raping. You dig? So that evil mindset bites you in the ass, because then y'all set a precedent. Y'all cannot set a precedent for evil. You can't set a precedent for it. You can't treat one group evil and then think you're going to treat everybody else cool, because again, that evil mentality, once you mistreat people, that turns you into something else. And then you end up eating yourself alive. Being a white supremacist, that fucks with you psychologically. You can get all the good benefits and all that, but it makes you a demonic person. And then as a demonic person, you can have all the material things in the world. But if you are mentally and spiritually fucked up, then you see shit like what we've seen with these killings and all these terrorist attacks. You just eat yourself alive. Yeah, hey man, they do not want to produce justice, and this is what's happening. When you don't produce justice and you just set a precedent for evil, and evil is normalized, and you can sit up here and just choke people and kill black people back to back, and then fill the prison system with black people for jaywalking and nonviolent drug offenses, and then you got all the real criminals out here with guns and bombs and their dick out, raping every damn body and killing everybody. You set that up for yourself. Locking people up in a prison system based on race is evil, and that evil turns around and bites you in the ass, because now you have people who have godlike complexes who think they can do any damn thing because you have a system that will allow that to happen. Understand, the devil, Satan, thought he was a god. That's why Satan challenged God. Hallelujah. I can get a little spiritual tonight. And being a white supremacist is being a demonic being. I'm not talking about all white people. I'm just talking about the ones who choose to practice systematic white supremacy. Because the thing is, we're talking about an evil spirit. You just put a D on the word evil, you got devil. I believe in spirits and energy. Spirits and energy are real. Let's just talk what's real. I can get scientific with it. He said the devil don't exist. Let's just talk spirit now. Let's talk energy. Now, your soul and your energy is real. It can be quantified. There are scientists that have measured the soul. They've done studies where when people died, their bodies lose a certain level of weight, and that's the soul leaving the body. The soul can be measured. It's something that exists. They've done studies with this. It's called, I think it's called the 21 gram theory. It's 21 grams, something like that. That the soul weighs around 21 grams. I want y'all to look that up, and I think that's the right thing. Let me look it up myself, because, I try to be like an encyclopedia, but sometimes my numbers might be off. But let me make sure I'm saying the right thing. I don't like to give misinformation. Okay, yeah, I'm right. Okay, there you go. But, yeah. I think there was even a movie about that, 21 grams, the soul. But many people, like I said, they've weighed the soul. And the human soul has a quantifiable weight. This is scientifically proven. Now, the ancient Egyptians knew this. The ancient Egyptians, they knew that. Africans knew that. We knew that the soul was real, and we knew that it could be quantified. That's why we had places for the soul. We knew that energy was going to go somewhere. They had pyramids and all this stuff. They had places for that. They knew that. We've been knowing that. But, yeah, 7 times 3, 777 is God. So that your soul can be quantified, if it can be quantified, that energy, and energy can either be used for good, it can be used for negative. You have positive energy and you have negative energy. Now, that energy can be directed into something constructive. That energy can be directed into something destructive. It can be quantified like that. It's not true, Cosmonaut. What did I say that was not true, Cosmonaut? Cosmonaut, what did I say that was not true? I would like to hear this. Or are you just being, objectionable? The soul has never been quantified. I just showed that it did. There were scientists who actually did quantify the soul. As a matter of fact, it was one scientist named Duncan McDougall who actually did the first study. I think they did it sometime, I want to say like in 1907, something like that. They did the first experiments in modern times. And even closer to modern times, there was a big study in Russia where they did a whole bunch of people who were on their deathbed, and they had special beds made where they could weigh them directly after death. So it kind of is true. That was fake? Okay. Now you're trolling. Okay. Now you're trolling. Okay. So, and that's another thing. This is why we got to have think tanks, and I like think tanks because sometimes when it's time to talk some real talk, especially in black society, unfortunately, because of the slave mentality, we got too many niggas who want to be seen instead of people who want to contribute something that's going to enlighten and build. That's a real big problem. That's why we gotta have our think tank game together so that we can vet certain people who's going to come into the mix and get down with the dialogue, so that we ain't got a bunch of niggas just saying shit just to get attention. Some of these ornery niggas just to be ornery. You got Facebook and Twitter and all that's full of that. You always got some people, man, I see Hidden Color and I disagree. All right, what do you disagree with? Man, the pyramids weren't built by no aliens. Nobody ever said that. Well, it's some thinking of some shit to kind of get attention for. It's that stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas just want attention. You're just thinking of the dumbest shit you can think of. Just like Crispy's trolling now. Because Crispy, he's real salty that I fucked up his career. So one of his new trolling points, first is trolling, he kept trolling me talking about how come we didn't mention the Jews. He has about a million screen names. If I'm doing interviews, he's calling up to the radio station, ask them how come they didn't do nothing about the Jews. Hey! So, because you can't really refute the information in the film, so you gotta troll about something that ain't in the film. So now the new trolling point is that we had 3 white people that we hired on the set. How come you hired some white folks? How come you hired 3 white folks on there? Just attention whoring nigga shit. So that's why you gotta have think tanks to vet dumb nigga shit. Oh, the nigga, Crispy has a billion screen names. Let me see who this is. What's up? Who's calling?
Hello, Tariq.
Hey, who's this?
This is Solon from Brooklyn, man.
Hey, man, how you doing, fam?
Hey, beautiful, brother. By the way, man, it was a great lesson tonight you did on the, with the rebuttals against the white supremacy. I'd just like to expand on that a little bit. If any of the listeners, man, y'all should go if you're not on Twitter, man, go to Tariq's Twitter and just stroll through his Twitter, man. You can find a lot of rebuttals, man, on how to combat white supremacy, man. Man, you like 700 and 0, man. Like, I mean, I see people coming with stuff, and I'm like, oh, let me see how he gonna get it, man. You always come with clear, concise, and they'll come back with they come back with one thing, they'll either come back with something really dumb and stupid, or they don't know, or they'll just don't answer at all.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I think that's just a good lesson. I'm just telling everybody.
And that's what I do it for. And that
Twitter. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about
how to debate these guys. And with Twitter is good because then I can post receipts. I like to post stats and
absolutely.
Yeah.
I have a lot of them tagged, so even when I'm in the street, I have the videos pulled up. I have that thing you did with it. I just learned that today about the classification of
Middle Eastern,
Asians and Arabs being classified as white, and I kind of knew I know in the census you can put what you know. I know that's kind of it's kind of let me say it's not clear. You know what I mean? So people can bend the lines a little bit, and like you say, especially those groups like those Arab groups, they can kind of go in and out of white supremacy whenever
it's
at their convenience.
Oh yeah. There's so many people in the dominant society who are low key Arabs that people don't know about. There's one white guy. He was a radio guy from back in the day. His name was Casey Kasem, and he's the.
I remember him. I remember him. I didn't know he was Arab until I got older. I was like, wait, that's right. He got an Arab name.
Yeah.
But he spoke with that clear, because I guess he went to school for communications. He was a radio broadcaster. I remember.
Oh yeah, he was an Arab. A lot of folks don't know that. He was a Middle Eastern dude. A lot of folks don't know that. Hell, Ralph Nader, he's Middle Eastern. There's a whole bunch of them. Frank Zappa. Oh my God, it's a whole bunch of them, man. A lot of.
I didn't even know Frank Zappa was, man. I didn't even think about it. That's why he changed his name.
Yeah.
He changed his name. Cat Stevens did too.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, a lot of them be changing them names. Yeah, a lot of them will change their names at the drop of a hat. That's another thing. You got to look into the background.
There's a lot of them. It's kind of obvious with the Latinos.
Oh yeah.
They can get away with it because it's more like they can. I'm from Miami, man. I live in Brooklyn, but I'm from Miami.
Yeah.
I swear, man. It took me a long time to realize some people weren't white. They actually was Cuban, but they're white. You know what I'm saying? But when you go to their house, you're like, yeah, man, you really Cuban.
Yeah.
But they're white. They look white as things. I mean, white, like no difference, like no accent or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like when them white Cubans are white, they don't, and they have no qualms about saying I am Republican.
Oh yeah.
I don't even get in talks about anything philosophical. There's something that kind of. They're kind of like, they're kind of seeking out, like, they want something a little bit on the browner shade, then they might be a little bit more, different when they seek knowledge and everything. But the majority of them, man, they've been that shit. And they can, we all minorities.
Oh, yeah, they run.
No, we're just like you, brother, we're minorities.
Shit.
Excuse me, French, but yeah, that's how they are, man. I just wanted to say that, man. Thank you, man.
Much respect, man. Thank you so much, fam.
Continue the good work. Continue the great work, bro.
Thank you, fam. But yeah, if y'all go to my hold on, let me get this phone on. Hold on. But well, sorry about that, guys. Oh yeah, they do that a lot. They try to act like we on that minority camaraderie thing, man. They identify with white. Dude, I've been over to the Middle East, so-called Middle East and all that. Dude, I've been over through these countries. I've been through North Africa and some of these Arab spots, some of these Middle Asian spots. Dude, let me tell you something. They have all types of bleaching cream over there. They got, man, y'all need to take a trip to some of these countries and see what the real deal is. Y'all need to see what the real deal is. Yeah, Mark Rubio, all these people. But yeah, man, there's a lot of these people who are so-called Arab, but they're classified as white. Like Ralph Nader. He's a Middle Eastern. His people are from Lebanon. My dude, yeah, his folks are from Lebanon. Ralph Nader. A lot of these folks, man. And Steve Jobs. That's another one. Steve Jobs was Middle Eastern. Steve Jobs was, look into Steve Jobs' background. Steve Jobs was, what was he? what was that dude? Hold on. Because I think he got adopted, but his real parents were Middle Eastern. You dig? Deep stuff, man. Oh yeah, Steve changed his whole Danny Thomas. Yeah, the comedian Danny Thomas. Well, he had some long ass names. See, especially in the 1940s and 50s, it was so many of those actors and comedians back then. They would be Middle Eastern, but they would come and Anglinize their names. Yeah, Danny Thomas was an Arab. Yeah, Ben Kingsley. Oh yeah, they come over here and marry white big time. So y'all understand, don't let people run that game on you, that whole he's not white, he's Arab. These people classify and identify with being white, dude. And a lot of them have white supremacist views. They are not on no minority shit. Don't let them trick y'all with that minority nonsense. Yeah, Dr. Oz, don't let them trick you with that minority stuff. There's a lot of these people who are Arabs that's just straight going white with it. And that's why the government allows them to classify themselves as white. How many folks we got in the chat room? And don't forget, man, get y'all tickets to join me at the Hidden Colors screening next week. The Hidden Colors screening in Memphis. It's my first time doing something in Memphis. We're going to have a good time out there in Memphis, family. But yeah, y'all need to follow me on Twitter because I give these white supremacists that work. These white supremacists, they stay trolling me. Oh, they hate my guts. Because I hit them with facts. You must don't like white people. No, I love white people. White people are good with me. Some of my best friends are white. But it's the white supremacists I got a problem with. White people are great. White supremacists ain't shit. That's who I have a problem with. There's a big difference. Like that guy Mike who called up. Mike was a suspected white supremacist. Is Mike the kind of friend that you would really want to have? Somebody who lies out of his damn neck? Is that the kind of person you would want as a friend? All the people who heard Mike. Is that somebody who should be admired as a friend? This dude, every other word this dude said was a damn lie. And let me tell you black folks something. Don't be ashamed of standing in truth. Because see, you got these white supremacists like Mike who called up, who will try to get aggressive with you. See, Mike, he just tried to rely on deception. But a lot of white supremacists, when you call them out, like I was calling him out, they'll start getting a little aggressive because they get real aggressive on me on Twitter. Because when I start breaking down their lies, I hit them with facts. I never get into that name calling. I hit them with facts. I'm like, fuck you, nigger. Fuck you, you fucking lib. You liberal nigger. They get real mad at me. They get to with the name calling. You fucking die, you fucking spook. Oh, they get real mad. But yeah, deception is their main weapon. Understand that just because they're being nice, that's usually when the deception is about to pop off. Oh, you better watch them. Y'all learn. I want y'all to go to my Twitter feed. I break them down all day. I've been breaking them down on the classification of Middle Easterners being white, and they don't know how to act. Because you can't. I'm giving you documented proof. You can't refute government proof. So then they start talking into some other shit. Well, what about black on black crime? Yeah, that's what I thought. Goodbye. Then they start name calling. See, when they start name calling, you got them. When first they'll try to sound intellectual, and then when you break down their arguments, then they start with, you fucking dumbass Negroes. Okay, thank you, sir, thank you. And then when they start talking in circles, that's when I block them because then they go into a fourth tactic, which is time wasting. That's another tactic of white supremacy. And just like this Mike guy. Now, Mike would have just went on and on if I let him. See, once I prove that you are a disgusting liar and everything you say is going to be a lie, I'm done with you. Go ahead. Goodbye. Because they'll stay. That's the fourth tactic. First is deception. Then it's aggression. Then it's ridicule. Then it's time wasting. They'll just sit there and just continue to talk in circles just to waste your time. And that's something I don't let them do. That's something I don't let them do. Once I show them that I've destroyed your talking points, you have no more logic to bring, my time is done with you. Goodbye. You talking about how this shooting and tying in blacks to it. Okay, hold on. Let me see what you're trying to say. Wizard of Coon Valley, okay. Okay, it's Coon. So you cooning. Okay, so you trolling. Let me ban you. Okay. Wizard of Coon Valley. All right. There you go, Wizard of Coon Valley. But yeah, I'm going to talk about the OJ stuff in 1 minute. But Mike just started babbling, and then he just started flat out lying. Then he just started flat out lying. This fool started talking about they were sovereign in Tulsa, Oklahoma. What? And then Trayvon went home and then came out the house and beat up George Zimmerman. So when they start doing that, that's when you got it. Okay, I've won that. Thank you, sir, because now you're not even being intellectually honest no more. Talked about due to the sun, the skin with cancer. Meant that you stated would debunk the whole Egyptians are white. Now what we're talking about, JT, the Egyptians. Is this the argument that you stated would debunk? Well, that's one of them. Yeah, that's one of them. We talked about the Egyptians couldn't possibly be white. I mean, hell, that's one of them. Just the climate over there and the way people were dressed. You dig? That's one of the arguments. That's one of the ways to debunk it. But the main debunking of it is where the hell did they come from? If they were white, okay. If Egyptians were white in ancient times, where did they come from? Because white, they weren't, indigenous to Africa. So where'd they come from? So you just have to ask a lot of common sense questions. You got to know. It was a white. They was trying to make this argument. Somebody on Twitter was trying to talk about, because the white supremacists, they all get their same talking points from like Stormfront somewhere. And one dude was talking about how King Tut, they found some European DNA in King Tut. I'm like, dude, so is that your final answer, sir? Let me get you, and that's the thing. Get them to lock down on an answer. See, a lot of times they'll try to be slick and kind of give a half-ass answer. No. Lock down on an answer so you won't wiggle out of it when I give you this work. Make them lock down on an answer. So, sir, are you trying to tell me because they found some European DNA allegedly on King Tut that King Tut is white? Is that what you're saying? Because I can show you a bust of King Tut's grandmother, and you can't tell me that woman was anywhere near white. Queen Tariq. So it's really easy to debunk that stuff. Just like in Hidden Colors 4, we easily debunk that stuff. That's why y'all got to see Hidden Colors 4, man. We go for the gusto in Hidden Colors 4. We debunk that in like 2 minutes. Hell no, King Tut ain't no white. His dad, Akhenaten, is clearly black. His grandmother was, clearly black. The woman looked like Michelle Obama. Google King Tut's grandmother, Queen Tariq. I think that's how you pronounce her name. Queen T or Tariq. I think that's how you pronounce it. But that woman literally looks like Michelle Obama. That's why you got to be on top of your game, fam. That's why you got to be on top of your game. And that's why a lot of folks like the Hidden Colors series, because that gives you verbal ammunition. So when they come at you with the bullshit, you know how to shut them down, man. You did? Okay. Hey, we got the Wizard of Coon Valley, cooning and trolling. Excuse me. Yeah, because the white supremacists, when it comes to our history, the name of the game is nonstop denial. They're just not going to give us our props, and we got to stop waiting on them. We got to stop waiting on them to give props. And sometimes they might low-key do it. Sometimes they might low-key do it, but for the most part, they're not. Just like the History Channel, they did something with Hannibal. They showed Hannibal and depicted Hannibal as a black man, which is what he was. And there was a lot of the Twitter Nazis. They were getting upset, talking about Hannibal wasn't white. Hannibal was Carthaginian. They were Phoenician and all that. But if you know your history, I mean, my God, the Phoenicians were described as black. The Phoenicians, if you look at ancient statues, they show them with Africoid features. If you look at some of the Greek accounts of what the Phoenicians looked like, the Greeks said, this is the Greeks saying that the Phoenicians were tall, gaunt, and black. So they described them as that. So this is why you just got to know a little history. Yeah, I got my burp on. I ate I ate a place across the street from here. A nasty ass fish sandwich. Yeah, they act like Carthage was some island off the coast of Italy. All that stuff is African. Man. Yeah, a lot of folks are waking up. That's a good thing. I am Cosmo. I don't know what you're saying, brother. Said Hannibal's girl had a zebra tail weave. And hell, those old coins that was found in the Phoenician area, the area where the Phoenicians were, of the African with the elephant on the other side of them. And another trick too, this white dude on Twitter was debating me because we're talking about the Hannibal thing, and I was giving him that work, and he tried to be slick. He sent me a link to a picture of one of those modern busts of what's supposed to be Hannibal. I'm like, dude, don't try that with me. John Henry Clark told us years ago, all those busts that you see now, most of those are fake. We talked about some of those fake busts in Hidden Colors 4. These busts that were made centuries after certain people died. Yeah, they made them white in the bust centuries after they died, and then they try to pull these busts out and say, hey, look, he was white, look. So that's another trick. And they know it's a trick, too. See, that's the thing. Y'all stop going for the believing in the whole naive white supremacist nonsense. Man. But OJ, let's talk about that OJ thing. A couple of things. We've been on this all night. I want to talk about, what are we doing on time? Okay. It's going to be a long show tonight. We got a lot to talk about tonight. Yeah, the dude sitting. Yeah, you saw that on Twitter too, Mr. Walk. The dude was like, "Hey man, this is what Hannibal looked like. This is what the Phoenicians looked like." It was some bullshit ass statue from a museum. It was almost like a joke. Almost, it was like some shit they done did a few years ago at a museum of the Phoenicians. Okay, dude, really? Some dude looking like a caveman, white. Just stop it. Stop. Let me get a sip of water. I want to get into this OJ thing. Hold on. The OJ show. 30 for 30, they did this thing about OJ Simpson. And they were talking about, his career, this whole documentary. It's like a 3 or 4 part documentary that they're going to show. It was very interesting. This documentary is talking about OJ's life, him starting off as a youth, getting into the game and, becoming a celebrity, just really going in on his life, talking about his life. And you got to understand the underlying theme of stuff. Now, before I get into that, there was something very interesting. One of these white supremacist dudes on there, and I'm going to suspect him of being a white supremacist because he said some real fucked up shit. He was like, well, yeah, OJ, it was Frank something. I forget, it was a white guy's name was Frank something. They were talking about OJ, being charismatic, being one of the first black pitchmen for major corporations and all this stuff. And he was like, well, yeah, OJ, he's African American, but he was handsome. He almost had white features. Did this motherfucker really say that? Well, he just kind of went real full white supremacist on us. And, OJ, one thing I learned, and they said that his dad was gay, his friend, I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all. And they were talking about him growing up, and he married his first wife, Marguerite Simpson, and they talked about how he met Nicole and how OJ was just happy to be around all these white people, and he didn't feel black. He didn't want to identify with black. I'm OJ. They really emphasized that. And let me tell you why they're doing that. This show, because you got to look at the theme of something. When they put something out, even if it's about the life of a person, usually there's a message that they're trying to get out. That's how us filmmakers think. There's always an underlying message that we want to convey, and we will tailor the story to convey the underlying message. For example, with Hidden Colors 4, the underlying message is black empowerment. Get all of this information so that ultimately you can use it to empower yourself economically. That's the underlying thing. It all goes back to that. So with this OJ thing, they're talking about his life. But one thing that kept coming up, there was one theme that kept coming up. The theme that OJ distanced himself from black people. They kept using that theme. Frank Olson, that's the guy's name. But they kept using that theme. That OJ Simpson, look at all the black people who were going through a struggle. And look at OJ. OJ didn't want anything to do with that. Look at Muhammad Ali. Look at Jim Brown. But look at OJ. He wasn't down with them. Look at what was going on in the Watch riots in the 1960s and Dr. King. And OJ was over here with all the white people. They keep showing that. And they keep drilling that into black people's heads. Because this show is really to get at black people. It's really aimed at really getting at black people. Because the thing is, all of a sudden now, when you have people in the dominant society kind of going in on a black person for not being down with black causes, that's a red flag. When do they do that? They never do that. They praised you for not being down with black causes. The media, they were the ones who built OJ up and told him, hey, don't be like Ali and Jim Brown, and don't be like that. You one of us. You one of the good ones, OJ, so don't be like that. They were the ones who created that coon Because OJ, he's coonish. But with that being said, I don't believe he killed those people. And I don't think that nobody deserves to be framed by a race soldier for something you didn't do. And let me get on that in a minute. But when you look at that show, everything is about how OJ wasn't down with the black folks and he wasn't down with the cause. He was over here in white society. He didn't ruffle no feathers because they required that of him. They didn't want him to be a troublemaker like Ali. Remember, at the same time OJ is rising, Ali was fighting for his life and his career. Remember that. Ali was, they try to sit up and say, oh, how come he wasn't like Ali? They were persecuting Ali at the time. They were persecuting Ali at the time. And truth be told, they were trying to persecute people like Jim Brown. My brother, Jim Brown, was in Hidden Colors 4. They would try to charge Jim Brown with all types of shit back in the day that y'all don't know about. I mean, he's a legend and a hero now because my brother stood up. But they were trying to get in on our brother Jim Brown too. And another thing about our brother Jim Brown, one thing, y'all please remind me, Jim Brown does not have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. That's something that we should do for our brother. I'm going to look into that. I've been busy. We need to get that for our brother. That's something that's on my bucket list. I'm going to make sure before Jim Brown checks out of here. And my brother, hey, he's going to have a long life. But Jim Brown is one of the realest fucking dudes in the game. That's the epitome of a grown-ass man. Jim Brown, the epitome of a grown-ass man. Got the utmost respect for that brother. Love that brother. That brother he doesn't have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He don't have a statue in Cleveland? I didn't know that. That's something else we need to look into. That's something else that we need to look into. I didn't know that. If there was a statue in Cleveland of Jim Brown, where could it be? Is there any black places, like a black museum or something? Oh, Jim Brown was unapologetic. Yeah, the star on the Walk of Fame, I think it's more than that. I think it's like 30 G's because I looked into it. But we can get that. We can get that. I'll do a Kickstarter and get that shit. We'll get that. We'll get that. And y'all remind me when I get back to the crib, because I'm done with filming and all that now. That's something that I want to work on. I want to work on getting that brother a star on the Walk of Fame. And also, if we can get him a statue in Cleveland. We got to find a place to get it, put it. Yeah, it's around 30,000. That's the last time I checked. It was around 30,000. Yeah, we can do that. We ain't got to wait on nobody. We do that. Yeah, they got Sylvester Stallone's ass a damn statue in Philly. Yeah, that's something I did not know they didn't have a statue of Jim Brown in Cleveland. They need one. I would like to find out where if we can find a place that will host it, that will have it. Oh, why is my wife calling me? Hold on. Hello? Hold on. Hey, I'm live on Ustream right now.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Nothing. I was like, why didn't he call back?
All right, I'm live right now. I'll call you back in a minute.
Bye.
Right. Checking up on a player. My daughter's texting me. I don't know, all my texts go through my computer. Said they need more money. Say Cleveland's been gentrified. I want to know in Cleveland where we can get a statue. Don't worry about that. We'll get the money for it. I would like to know where we can get a statue put. I really want to know that now. Some place that we can put it, that it'll be cool. I want to check on that. Where my Cleveland people? Hell, if we holler at the mayor of Cleveland, hell, let's put it downtown somewhere. Underground received a special when the Cleveland Browns announced they would erect the statue. The statue. Oh, so James Earl Moan, he is getting a star. I mean, a statue. Because I'm trying to read where somebody said that he might be getting a statue. Hold on. James Brown received the 80th President's Day. He announced they will erect a statue. The team's alumni weekend. Okay. The First Energy Stadium. Oh, okay. Okay, so sound like they're going to put it together. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. 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 Okay, so they're already getting that together. Okay. 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 I heard. I keep that Mickey Howard story. It went viral. It didn't go viral, but they were talking about it on Twitter, and I want to see that. Can somebody email me the link for the TV One show or somewhere where I can watch it? Because I don't know if my hotel gets TV One. So I want to see that. So yeah, we're gonna check on that for our brother Jim Brown. But as far as OJ, we're going back to OJ. What is my daughter? Hey, come on, hold on. Let me tell my daughter I'm doing my show. Hold on. Wait. I'm doing my show now, and I can't talk. Okay, because she's gonna keep texting me. Yeah, I want to see that Mickey Howard thing. I want to see that. But like I was saying about OJ, that with the OJ show, they kept emphasizing about how he wasn't down with the black causes. In 30 for 30 even tweeted OJ Simpson. They showed Jim Brown and Muhammad Ali and all these brothers creating the Black Economic Union, and they were emphasizing that OJ wasn't down. So when they do that, that's that divide and conquer thing. So what they're trying to do, because OJ is about to he's about to go up for parole, I think next year or possibly this year. And I personally think, and I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think they're going to let OJ out of that jail alive. I personally think they're not about to let OJ Simpson walk out of that jail alive. They done railroaded this dude on some trumped up charges out of revenge just to show their white supremacist dominance. They manipulated and made up charges, threw away the Constitution just to maintain white supremacy. And I don't think they're going to let that man out of jail alive. So what they're doing, they're getting the minds of black people programmed like, okay, the shit we're about to pull on this dude, don't feel bad because he didn't care about y'all anyway. That's the message that they seem to be conveying. Well, don't feel sympathy for OJ because he didn't really care about black folks. So when we do what we about to do to him, don't trip. Now, understand this. OJ Simpson, I do not believe OJ Simpson committed no damn double murder. It's too many things that let me know that OJ didn't do that. Number one, as you saw in that OJ special, OJ loved white people too much. OJ loved white people. So OJ wasn't about to kill no white people, especially no white women. OJ loved white people too damn much to kill anybody. OJ never had a criminal record. That was his first time getting arrested for that damn double homicide. Let's think about that. Let's use common sense. Right? Let's not use the I'm white and I say so logic. That's the white supremacists telling you what to think. O.J. Simpson didn't have a criminal record, never committed a crime like that at all. This dude straight and narrow the whole nine. The people were talking about, well, if he didn't do it, why was he running and about to kill himself? Number one, he wasn't running anywhere. When he was in the Bronco, where y'all think O.J. was going? See, there's too many lies mixed up with that whole shit. That's why the white supremacists, they're always going to put lies on it, but I'm all about the truth because I know how to read for myself and I like to get information for myself. When OJ was in that Bronco, he wasn't running from nobody. Where was he going? He was going north on the 405. if he was trying to run, people were trying to make it seem like he was trying to go to Mexico. Mexico was the totally opposite way. And let's act like O.J. Simpson wasn't known in Mexico. Where the fuck are you going to go? O.J. is one of the most famous black men in the world at the time, even now. So where was O.J. going to go and hide as O.J. Simpson in your face? Everybody know what you look like. Wasn't going to go nowhere. And then he had a gun to his head. He wanted to commit suicide because now he lost the love of white folks. That's the thing that was hurting him. O.J. wanted to kill himself because now the white love was gone. He wasn't a hero to white people no more. That's devastating to a coon. Yeah, O.J. was a coon. I know he was a coon. We all knew he was a coon. But again, this O.J. trial wasn't really just about O.J. This was about justice and how they set a precedent on how they're going to treat all of us. Because look at that O.J. case. Not only that, they want us to believe that O.J. did some super nigga shit in order to kill two people. It's based on too many stereotypes. First, they want to make us believe that O.J. Simpson, his motive was that he wanted Nicole so bad. That's a lie. Nicole was trying to get back with him. There's a letter that was admitted in court that the media loved to go around, that she was trying to get back with him. She was begging O.J. back. So that destroys motive. Right there, destroys motive. He had no reason to kill that woman after being divorced all those years. Zero reason. There's no motive. No motive usually proves innocence. They tried to make it seem like, oh, he was just lusting. He was abusive. Well, he was abusive in the relationship when they were married years ago. You don't be abusive, divorce somebody, not be with them for years, and then kill them years later. That don't make no sense. And they kept playing that 911 call of, she's like, oh yeah, OJ's at the house, sending the cops. But they don't play the whole tape. And I talked about this before. Let me play it. You know what? Let me find it and play it. Let me play something. Let me play that tape real quick. That 911 call of Nicole Brown Simpson that they used to play this all the time. Hold on. They would always play that 911 tape. Hold on one second. But they would play it and stop it at a certain point.
You anyway, or is he just harassing you?
Hold on.
He's O.J. Simpson. I think you know his record. Could you just send somebody over here? Okay, what is he doing there? He just drove up again. He just drove me over. Okay, wait a minute. What kind of car is he in? He's in a white Bronco. But first of all, he broke the back door down to get in. Okay, wait a minute. What's your name? Nicole Simpson. Okay, is he the sportscaster or whatever? Yeah. Okay, wait a minute. We're sending the police. What is he doing? Is he threatening you? He's going nuts. Okay, has he threatened you in any way, or is he just harassing you? You're going to hear him in a minute. He's about to get in. Okay, just stay on the line. I don't want to stay on the line. He's going to beat the shit. Wait a minute. Just stay on the line so we can know what's going on until the police get there, okay? Okay, Nicole? Uh-huh. Just a moment. Does he have any weapons? I don't know. Okay. He went home and now he's back. Okay. They're upstairs sleeping and I don't want anything to happen. Okay. Has he hit you today or no? No. Okay. You don't need any paramedics or anything? Okay. You just want him to leave? My door. He broke the whole back door in. And then he left and he came back? He came and he tried to knock my upstairs door down, but he pounded it and then he screamed it hard and I tried to get him out of the bedroom because the kids were sleeping in there. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then he wanted somebody's phone number, and I gave him my phone number. I put my phone book down to write down the phone number that he wanted, and then he took my phone book with all my stuff in it.
The dispatch.
What? What does he say?
Listen, boy. Now, I want y'all to listen. I'm playing this for a reason, see? They don't play the whole thing. Listen.
found the 30 Crescent 325 South Jersey Greenway at Supply. The suspect has now entered in the Shamrock identity is confused in the lead. Code 2 high, 4221 ID 825 children.
Y'all hear that? O.J. Simpson is yelling in the background, "You're sucking his dick in the living room." All right? They never played the whole thing. O.J. Simpson is yelling, "You're sucking his dick in the living room." O.J. Simpson was upset because Nicole, the kids were upstairs. O.J. went over there. They were trying to, like, he was spying. Okay, I don't know about that. But he went over there, and you could see in the window, well, she was doing drugs. There was drugs, allegedly. I'm going to say allegedly for legal reasons, but O.J. was doing drugs and sucking dick with the kids upstairs. So I guess, like any father, you wouldn't want the baby mom doing drugs and sucking dick in the house with your kids upstairs. That's something that you kind of get upset about. So they don't tell the whole story. And whose dick was that she sucking? And let's go back to the dick sucking for a minute. Not to be insensitive, because nobody should be getting killed just because you suck a dick. But her friend Faye Resnick said that Nicole was blowing everybody in Brentwood. This her friend said this, her best friend, Faye Resnick. They said she was out there just sucking dicks all willy-nilly and doing drugs all willy-nilly. Now, whose dick was she sucking? Because a lot of the media don't talk about this. The dudes the guy in that case right there who she was blowing was a guy named Keith Zlomsowicz. You spell his name funny, Zlomsowith. Keith Zlomsowicz. That's the dude who she was blowing. Now, who is Keith Zlomsowicz? I can't pronounce these names. But the Keith guy was the manager of the Mezzaluna restaurant. The Mezzaluna restaurant was the known dope spot out there in Brentwood. The Mezzaluna restaurant had other waiters get killed or attempted to be killed at that restaurant. This is how hot the block was at that restaurant. See, they loved leaving all that out. They loved leaving all that out. That not only was it a mob hangout, the Mezzaluna was the dope spot at the time. The Mezzaluna was the dope spot. And other waiters got killed. This wasn't the same night she got killed. No. Wasn't the same night. No. But that's a hell of a coincidence. All of them connected to the Mezzaluna restaurant. That's why in the OJ case, they never brought any of her friends on the trial. They didn't bring none of her friends or Ron's friends and put them on the stand. There was a reason why. They would have gotten tore up because all the people she was around, and they were around criminals. I don't think the Mezzaluna is there no more. Yeah, I don't think the Mezzaluna is out there in Brentwood anymore. But yeah, that was the dope spot. You know, that's what people would go in Brentwood. That was the dope spot. They would get the dope there, and all the criminals and mafia people would hang out there. There's a reason why all the goddamn waiters are getting killed. Look that up. This is very well documented. So we're going to ignore that? That's a hell of a goddamn... That's not a long stretch to see a number of people associated with the Mezzaluna, which is a dope spot, criminals, a number of people getting killed. And we got to ignore all of that and then believe this super nigga OJ story where he just wake up one day to go kill his wife right before he catches the plane and he didn't get no bruises, nothing, no knots, no bumps on his face, nothing. he gets rid of the clothes and the knife and goes home and act like nothing happened. And then you got the only person who found all the stuff is a white supremacist, Mark Furman. Come on, man. We got to use common sense. Michael Nigg was look up Michael Nigg, N-I-G-G. It's almost like nigger, but without the E-R. Michael Nigg. Google him. He was a waiter at the Mezzaluna. Ain't that a coincidence? All of these people from this little, because Mezzaluna wasn't no big spot. The Mezzaluna was not a big spot at all. So all these people getting murked at this one spot. Now, Michael Nigg got killed a few years after Ron. And there was another waiter there. They tried to blow his car up. So that's not a coincidence. See, the thing is, it's always that blame a nigga. We're going to use it. We're going to ignore all of the real evidence here. It's more money into blaming the OJ. Blame the nigga. That's where the money is. All right? So with that being said, again, with the system of white supremacy, even if you're wrong, they're right. With white supremacy, look, we say you did it. I don't care about lack of evidence. I don't care about tainted blood. I don't care about Furman planting evidence. I don't care about them damn gloves that didn't fit you. I don't care that you ain't got no bruises on you when Ron Goldman has all types of defense wounds on his fist like he was fighting for his life, but you ain't got a scratch on your face, your body, or nothing. I don't care about that. I say you did it. You did it, nigga. And the thing is, truth be told, now, and there's people who've confessed to it. There's one serial killer who confessed. But the thing is, the LAPD, even if they do know who did it now, they can't tell you. Because then they would have to admit that they lied and planted evidence. So they'll never fess up now. They know OJ didn't do it. But now, if you come up with the real killer, then the LAPD, they're going to have to admit that they lied. They're going to have to admit that they're all complicit in the lie. So they'll never come out and tell you who really did it. Never. Because then all of them will be on the hot seat for lying. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Those waiters out there at the Mezzaluna was driving brand new Benzes. The whole shebang. That shit was crazy. And we ain't supposed to believe there's a correlation. Nicole had Faye Resnick living up in her house, and Faye Resnick had to go to rehab 4 days before Nicole was killed. So these women, they're drug addicts, man. They're drug addicts hanging around criminals, sucking dick. Oh, man, they were around all types of low lives. But now we got to ignore that? Stop it, dude. That's why you got to look into stuff on your own. Get this book called Double Cross for Blood. It talks about that. It was the brother who wrote this book, who was a doctor. On my Twitter, I shared a story about this bed wench. I cannot find that story. I can't find it. What is that chick's name? This bed wench, she had a confession. I can't think of, what's the story? Hold on. Let me see if I can find this. Where's that story? Okay, here it is. There we go. Let me read this. Let me tell y'all something. I've been trying to tell y'all about the Negro bed wench mentality for years. And what's this sister's name? Her name is Taylin Kell. Is a black lady married to a white guy. And let me read this. I shared this on my on Twitter. Now, this is basically a Wench confession. And this just came out a couple of weeks ago, but everything that I've told you about the Negro Wench can be summed up in this lady's letter or story, whatever you can call it. And she still, look, the name of the story, and this is a black lady now, this is the story. You guys can Google this. This says, my husband's unconscious racism nearly destroyed our marriage. All right? And this is, let me try to get to the cliff notes of it. It's long. So when I was in my teens, I figured I'd be at least married 3 times. Okay, some of this shit I'm going to skip over. Hold on. I met Kevin. Now she made a fake name for her husband. She said, I met Kevin. We met in the geekiest way possible. He saw a picture of me in my cosplay outfit and wanted to know more. He found my blog and then found my profile on a dating site and then asked to meet at Dragon Con. Let's stop right there. So this chick, she's into that cosplay stuff. She has a Facebook where she's dressed up in these cosplay characters. And so she's basically a nigger nerd. And that's the thing about these nigger nerds. These nigger nerds usually are campaigning for white people. A lot of these nigger nerds, they are campaigning. That's what they do. They do all that cosplay geek shit so they can go to these geek conventions and get up under white people. Some of these nigger nerds are low-key coons, and they use nigger nerding as cooning. Oh yeah, let me break that down. Y'all remember when I was talking about Star Wars and talking about all the coonery that the Finn character was doing, and all these nigger nerds were getting offended? Oh no, this is just the first in a trilogy. This is just the first in a trilogy. He gonna get better. Ray! He gonna get better next time. They were making all types of excuses for the cooning because those nigger nerds saw themselves in Finn. Because the nigger nerds now, they get to dress up as Finn and go to the Star Wars convention and all that and be the token niggers. And get to be up around white people. So the nigger nerds, they were really offended by me talking about their hero. Oh, yeah, Ray was a coon. I mean, not Ray, but the Finn character was a big coon. But they're like, well, shit. The nigger nerds are like, I'm a coon too. He's great. Finn is a hero, Tariq. That's what they were telling me. They wanted to argue me up and down, telling me how the Finn character. I'm like, dude, the Finn character was horrible. This dude got his ass whooped. He was cooning, bucking his eyes. No, the Finn character is a hero. He was wonderful. Wonderful how? Man, he gonna get better. He just gonna get better next time. It's just a trilogy. I said, dude, the dude got his ass whooped through the whole movie. He was cooning and bucking his eyes. No, he showed strength. He showed strength. He showed perseverance. What are you talking about? So what it is, the nigger nerds know that Finn was a coon and a coward, but the nigger nerds are coon and cowards. So now they have a coon coward hero. So the Finn character is the nigger nerd hero. Because they see themselves in that. That's good enough. Look, he's a nigger around white folks. That's what I want to be. So this chick, she's into the cosplay stuff, and that's how she meets white dudes. You go dressing up as a geek and all these characters, and then you get around white dudes, and eventually somebody want to go and have some gutter sex with you, whatever. So you meet a white dude who's slumming, because that's what it is. If it was some real, genuine thing, I could co-sign it. But her situation, which a lot of these situations, is basically a slum relationship. So let me read the rest of it. It says, everything about him and the cosplay thing impressed me. I love the idea of somebody willing to do a little legwork to find me, especially since exercising my curiosity and putting in some effort to satisfy it is how I engage in the world. His approach spoke to me. Look, she's trying to romanticize this bullshit. So, the only concern, he was white. I've been in the dating scene for a while, and while I didn't think that race should matter, I definitely knew it did. I met my share of white men looking for a Nubian goddess. Their words, not mine, that's what she says. Or the ones who believed that black women could offer some kind of freaky, wild sexual experience. I'd met white men who wanted to demean and defile me. White men who wanted to dominate or be dominated by me. And white men who just wanted to check a black woman off their sexual bucket list. Not to mention the ones who thought that being with me somehow made them edgy or proved that they weren't racist. Let me pause right there. Because let me say this. I think this chick, because evidently she's messed with a whole bunch of white dudes, I think she's into that race play shit. Because if you could get into that cosplay shit, you can get into the race play shit. And I want y'all to Google race play. That's basically where white supremacist dudes get with black females. And it's not even porn. This is like a real life fetish type of thing where they get black women and do racially degrading things to them sexually. Like write nigger on them or put them in a cage, tie them up like slaves, piss on them, shit on them, have another bunch of white men run trains on them. So race play is some real sick shit. And a lot of these so-called pretend black feminists are into that shit too. Somebody did a great story about that. If I find that link, I'll share it. So let me read the rest. It says, needless to say, dating white men was tiring. I had to constantly be on guard, preparing myself for their racist comments, and I knew they were coming. I knew there would be a point where I have to talk about why I could say nigger and they couldn't. I knew there'd be a conversation about black on black crime. I knew there'd be some fucked up assumption about black people I'd had to dismantle and beat my white date over the head with it, thereby ending whatever the fuck we were doing together. And I really wasn't there for that. Let me see. Let me go down. He cared. What had characteristics? So she's going on about she got with Kevin, the white guy. He was a cool white guy. He was cool. You know, he was nice. He was sweet. She was vulnerable. Her dad died, so she got with Kevin. And let me go to But it didn't negate the fact that Kevin is white. And not just white, Kevin is extremely white. He has ash blonde hair, pale, easily sunburned skin. All of his friends were all white and their spouses. His family is mostly white. His co-workers are mostly white. The more serious our relationship got, the more I was spending half my time surrounded by white people. When I gone to predominantly white schools and worked in predominantly white companies, I never had so many white people suddenly in my intimate spaces. It's one thing to hit it and split it with the guy, and another to interact in my personal time with entire groups of white people sometime in my home. Okay, I'm trying to get down. Okay, so the letter goes on. It said, this affected me a lot. I constantly pulled out of places where I felt comfortable and pushed into places that felt isolating. We lived in Atlanta where there's multiracial, multi-ethnic options everywhere. Yet when I socialized with Kevin's friends, I was required to visit all white neighborhoods, all white businesses, and all white events. Many of his friends lived in white flight zones, suburban areas where white people moved to avoid the downfall of urban areas. I was constantly required to go to the one Atlanta County still referred to as the sundown town. I'm thinking she's talking about Forsyth County. Let me pause right there. I think she's talking about Forsyth County. That's what I'm thinking of, because there's a suburb out there in Forsyth County I think it's still a damn sundown town today, if I'm not mistaken. Where are my Atlanta people? Where are my Atlanta people? There was a big thing about Forsyth County. I think Oprah went down there and did something at Forsyth County. Is it Smyrna? Where is it? The only one I can think of is Forsyth. That was a sundown town. I'm looking at the chat room trying to see what that town was. It's a little delay. What's up, ATL there? So yeah, was it you in Alpharetta kind of too? Cummings, Georgia, Forsyth? Okay. Okay, so we're talking about Forsyth. So let me read the rest. Okay. Okay. There's a place where black people couldn't be after dark. And while he and his friends were pretty clueless about these things, I was very aware. That's bullshit, by the way. That's my conjecture. They're not clueless about that. I want black folks to understand that they're not clueless at all. But let me read on. It was one of these predominantly white spaces, a restaurant with mostly white clientele, that I first ran headlong into Kevin's unrealized racism. Her words. She said his unrealized racism. See, now you kind of making excuses for these dudes. See, that's the thing. They got this thing where they try to act like, well, he don't know he's racist. Let me read. So I ran headfirst into Kevin's unrealized racism. I just learned that he and all of his friends carried 4-inch pocket knives. And I was kind of freaked out by it. My weapons tend to be off-label weapons, like my keys, my pen, my purse, or my purse. I only had one friend who carried a gun. Nobody carried knives, so I'm surrounded by a bunch of armed white men. When I point out that they were all carrying weapons, they laughed. Didn't I know the knives were just for opening boxes? I could have been arrested or killed for carrying something like that, regardless of what I plan to do with it, unlike them. They wouldn't face any consequences for bringing weapons into a restaurant. After all, they were white and the restaurant was mostly white. Kevin shrugged at my observation and said, well, at least we don't have to worry about getting shot. Then she said, this is how I realized I was dating a racist man. Now, wait a minute. Now, she just said that he had some unrealized racism. When he said that, he knew what the fuck she was saying. He was saying. When he said that, she knew he was a white supremacist. See, that's that bedwench mentality, man. They will make excuses for these dudes. First, it was unrealized racism, and now he realizes that we live in a racist society where black folks will get shot, but he won't. He's fully aware of his white supremacist status. That's why I say I do not believe that naive, I don't know, I got black friends, just like Mike who called up. My friends, I don't know why my friends think I'm so racist. I don't know. And then he starts spewing all his racist bullshit. And Mike, you know what you're doing, dude. Stop it. Let me read the rest. It says, Kevin didn't understand what he'd done wrong. He knew he'd fucked up. He wanted to know how and why. I told him that his assumptions that we were safe from shootings because we were in an all-white restaurant, that a predominantly black neighborhood, a restaurant would likely have a shooting, was shitty, ignorant, and racist. When he pushed back, I pointed out that he and his friends were the ones carrying weapons. What the hell did they need them for at dinner? But of course, it's okay for white people to be armed. Kevin stammered back and backpedaled, but the damage was done. I'm not sure how far we were into our relationship, but at this moment, I wondered if this was a huge mistake. To this day, I look back and I question how and why I stayed. I can see now that early in my relationship with Kevin and my own personal development, I was still in a lot of denial about what racism is and how it manifests. Ironically, choosing to stay with Kevin after I realized he wasn't immune to racism and later choosing to marry him helped me sort that out. I'll let y'all read the rest, you know. It's okay. I can read some more, but that right there, that sums it up right there. There's a lot more, but that right there just kind of sums it up. And she goes on to say, we hit points where he had to change, or we were going to separate because his racism got worse. She said we hit a point where he had to change, or we're going to have to separate. That point was the Trayvon Martin trial and verdict. From the moment Trayvon's murder became visible, I dismissed the idea that the murderer's actions were justified in any way. Imagine my surprise when Kevin said that the evidence supported the murderer's account. Ain't that what Mike just called up and said? Didn't Mike just say the same thing? Well, the evidence shows that Zimmerman was in the right. That's how you can tell if a motherfucker's a white supremacist. If you can justify killing an unarmed kid with candy walking home, you're a white supremacist. And she knows it. She knows she's with a white supremacist. So, she said that Kevin said that the evidence supported the murderer's account. It was in that moment when I saw the man that I'd married believe that a 17-year-old teenager visiting his dad was a threat to a 30-year-old man who randomly patrolled his neighborhood with a gun. I started to fear our relationship was beyond hope. I talked to my white therapist about it, and she commended me for being willing to work through these tough issues. I didn't feel support. Instead, I felt betrayed by two white people I allowed into my intimate confidence. When I was a child, my father told me to never trust white people, and now I felt that his warning had been validated. If my white husband couldn't acknowledge the humanity of a black teenage boy who'd been stalked and murdered, if he can believe that it was just for this child to be profiled and found dangerous based on nothing but a visit, I knew that this person wasn't someone who I could spend my life with. And I started preparing my exit strategy exactly 1 year after our wedding. I'd realized, although being with Kevin had helped me to recognize the racist attitudes I unconsciously swallowed, he hadn't been able to do the same. He had to confront that part of himself that he denied all of his life, that he had the privilege of ignoring until he decided what he wanted to share his life with, that he had the privilege of ignoring until he decided he wanted to share his life with me. The thing that amazes me about him is that he did it and he continues to do it. As I write this, it's been almost 3 years, and I realized I couldn't live my life with my husband's racism, and we're still together. It wasn't easy for us, but when he realized that I could not trust him, that his inability to admit his racism made him a liar, he knew he had to change. My promise is to give him the space to educate himself and make mistakes and the time to grow from it. I can't read no more. I can't. So she's still with him, but she's giving him time to grow. And to make his mistakes. Oh my goodness. You got to read the story for yourself. I mean, this is classic bed wench. I tell y'all, I've been telling y'all for years, this is what happens in the households of these Negro bed wenches. That's why these bed wenches have to parrot the same racist rhetoric as their mates. That's why we got the Stacey Dashes and all these people saying the same stupid white supremacist bullshit. And she's making excuses for this racist asshole. Treating her like Patsy from 12 Years a Slave. You know all types of degenerate shit goes on in that house. That's why the bed wenches are dangerous, dude. That's why when I see a Negro bed wench, if I see people, and look, I don't knock interracial dating at all, but when I see people in interracial dating, I want to know if the dude, if he's a coon, and I want to see if the female's a bed wench. So if I see you interracial dating, I want to see what your views are of black society. I want to know what that person that you laying up with has put in your head. Or if you're giving them the game. But and what's killing this female? She considers herself a black feminist. She calls herself a womanist, but that's basically what a lot of these pretend black feminists will do because they know that the white feminists, they don't give a shit about them, so they try to switch it up to try to align themselves low-key with white women who don't want shit to do with them. So they call themselves womanist. That's a low-key way of them trying to align themselves up with women who are marginalizing them. So she's one of those pretend black feminists. And I've always said, many of these so-called pretend black feminists, they're just Negro bed wenches trying to use that to get with a white dude. Oh, let's see, hold on one second. Radio. Okay, I think my recording saved. Okay, my recording limit is almost up. Excuse me. Yeah. Look at her page. She has a whole blog. She calls herself a womanist, feminist, all that stuff. Dude, I cannot emphasize the Negro bed wench mentality that these women have. That's why they're so cancerous to black society. That's why they do things to sabotage and thwart the progress of black society. I've been telling y'all for years, that lady's letter just basically validated everything I've said about these people. They live around all of these white supremacists, and in order to be accepted and not be abused verbally, mentally, and even physically, they have to take on that coon ideology. It's crazy, man. I'll post a link to the story right now. Let me give y'all the link. So y'all, hold on. The name of the story, let me post the link. Let me see if it allows links. Hold on. Can y'all see that? Hold on, it's not allowing. Hold on, wait. 1 second. Let me give it to you. Hold on. So this is the story here. And the name of the story is called My Husband's Unconscious Racism Nearly Destroyed Our Marriage. If you gotta be with a motherfucker who don't like black folks, you got to be on a fucking plantation mentally. You really do. If you know, and that's the thing about the bedwenches, they know that their significant other don't like black folks, and they know subconsciously they don't like them. And they're okay with that because you don't like you. These coons and bedwenches, they can't stand other black folks, and by proxy, they can't stand themselves. And you got niggas like that sleeping into black society, wanting to low-key destroy all of us because they don't like themselves. Oh, that old unconscious racism. Oh, he didn't know he was racist. Oh, he's unaware of his privilege. Shut the fuck up. They know fully well the racist privilege that they have. They are fully aware of white supremacy. I don't let them get away with that naive white supremacist bullshit, just like that Mike dude who called earlier. I wasn't letting him get away with playing the naive role. He knew what he was doing. He knew exactly what he was doing. That Mike who called up, go back and listen to the playback for those who missed that. People like that, why are they calling me racist? I don't know. He was using every racist talking point you can imagine. That means he's been going to all the white supremacist websites. That Mike dude, he's been going to all the white supremacist websites like Amrin and Stormfront and Niggermania. He was using every talking point from them. But then he want to play dumb. Well, my black friends, I got some black friends. I don't know, dude. I didn't call. But that bedwenching is real. This woman is up here with these white supremacists who are just sitting around talking about black folks. They got weapons and doing God knows what to her sexually. Because that's another thing. A lot of those white supremacist dudes like that, not only do they do degenerate sexual shit to the women, don't have kids by those dudes. Because if you got kids by a white supremacist dude like that, they be doing shit to the kids. Just like that whole DeBarge family thing. The DeBarge family, the woman was married to that French white supremacist, and he's up here molesting all the fucking kids. I don't play games with people like that, man. Call that shit out. Get them the fuck up out of here. Because they know, the white supremacists, they understand that they can get away with doing stuff to black women they couldn't get away with doing white women. They can get away with a whole bunch of stuff, just like the DeBarge family. That dad in the DeBarge family, now he was beating the sister, molesting the kids, and the police wouldn't do shit to him. He knew he can get away with stuff because, look, we live in a system of white supremacy. We know that whatever you do to a black person, the police, they're going to give you a pass. They know that. So these dudes, they get with these black women, these white supremacists, because they can get away with doing all types of little shit. And the sisters ain't going to say shit. You can rape them. And there was a sister in New York out here who got raped about a month ago. Well, she got raped a while ago, but the cop who did it, the white cop who raped her, no jail time. He got a slap on the wrist. People ain't talking about that. They're talking about the case out there in Stanford. There was a case out here just like that. A cop walked for raping his sister. We did a story on it on melanoidnation.org. Man. Anyway, y'all, let me get up out of here, family. It's been real. We did a 3-hour show tonight, man. I haven't done a 3-hour show in a long time, and we got a lot of shit covered tonight, man. I haven't done a 3-hour show in a minute, man. But anyway, y'all, don't forget, man, get tickets to join me in Memphis. I'll be in Memphis, Tennessee, June 22nd. I will be in Charleston, South Carolina this Saturday. Go to TariqLive.com. Go to HiddenColorsFilm.com. We got screenings. Let me read off some screenings for Hidden Colors 4 this coming week or next week. We got some additional screenings of the film popping off. We got, hold on. We got, in Canada, it's going to be on June 11th in Montreal, Canada. No, June 18th. June 18th in Canada. Chicago is going to be this coming Thursday, June 16th at the Chatham 14. Columbus, Ohio is going to be at the King Arts Complex June 18th. Memphis, Tennessee, the Majestic Cinema. That's Wednesday, June 22nd. I'm going to be at that one. I'm making a special trip down there to kick it with the Memphis family. In Milwaukee at the Downer Theater, Thursday, June 22nd. Minneapolis, the Lagoon Theater, Thursday, June 23rd. Did I say? Milwaukee's going to be June 23rd, too. I think I said 22nd. Let me see. They just had the screening in the UK. In Washington, D.C., Thursday, June 23rd, is going to be at the Bethesda Road Theater. So, D.C., y'all can see it again. D.C., Minneapolis, Milwaukee, Memphis, 22nd, 23rd. Go to HiddenColorsFilm.com to get information, to get advanced tickets. And also, you can get your Hidden Colors DVD, Hidden Colors 1, 2, 3, and 4,